What's up, guys? Welcome back to the SportVille. I just realized our channel is not called SportVille. It's called SportsVille with an S. Shame forgot to tell you that. So that's why every time I type it on YouTube, I can't find it. Anyway, it's beyond the point. Welcome back to episode 69, everyone. Okay, I just realized I wrote the title wrong. It's week 12, not week 11. Hold on 1 minute. But yeah, welcome back, everyone. No Evans here yet, so you guys are safe for now. But we will be getting just me and World for now. And we will be talking about all of week 11, the crazy stuff that happened then, week 12 Thursday Night Football, week 12 predictions, a little bit of the NBA, a little bit of college football, and that's really about it because I know we don't talk about every sport here. Really, it's baseball, football, basketball, and football. That's really about it. Before we do that, we'll check out some of the NBA games that have been going on recently. And then we'll hop on over to a little bit of college football. Then we'll get right into the NFL recap of all of Week 11. That's the news, the games, the injuries, everything. But let's go back to around. Let's see. We'll go back to Wednesday. Or no, we did our last one Friday, right? So we'll start Saturday. Hornets beat the Bucks. Bucks are bad. I heard a lot of people criticizing the Lakers for letting that coach go. But, he's not the problem. Clearly he was. I'm not saying J.J. Redick is the solution, but that guy definitely wasn't. And he was definitely the problem there. Celtics go to overtime against the Raptors. Now, usually I would make fun of them for going to overtime against a bad team, but I can't speak in the recent games with Timberwolves. But anyway, Lakers beat the Pelicans, Mavericks beat the Spurs, Kings beat the Jazz. And here's a game that I'm so sad I missed. I was watching the NFL games. I completely forget what was on, but it was a great game. It was a really close game. Devin Booker was playing phenomenal. They had no Kevin Durant, so you can say that. But long story short, Julius Randle hits a game winner, and he had a great game the whole game also. That's 5 straight wins against the Suns. And I'm still going to give them credit because, yeah, they did not have Kevin Durant, and Devin Booker was cooking us. Our defense has been underwhelming this year. But if you just look at the game overall, Julius Randle 35 points, Anthony Harris 24 points, and he had a game-winning free. We were down by 2. He hit the free. So it was a great game. I watched the highlights, loved it. I'm super happy that he's trying to get more comfortable in the Timberwolves offense and defense. The team is still missing a big factor, which we'll go into a little bit. Pacers beat the Heat. Cleveland beats the Hornets. Their streak continues, not for long, as we'll see. Grizzlies beat the Nuggets. Jamal Murray is trash about Jokic. Not that game, though, but I'm just saying in general. Pistons beat the Wizards. Trailblazers beat the Hawks. Rockets beat the Bulls. Maverick beat the Thunder. I'm just happy that one of those teams lost. Knicks beat the Nets. Clippers beat the Jazz. A couple other games over here. Heat blow out the Sixers. They've been rough without Embiid. Knicks beat the Wizards. Drafted Pacers. Bucks beat the Rockets. Suns lose to the Magic. Warriors lose to the Clippers. And this is the NBA Group Cup tournament, where the hell it's called. Celtics and the Cleveland Streak. You want to talk about this, Matthew?
Yeah, it was a good game. This is the first Celtics game I watched in a while. I haven't been able to watch the other ones because I was busy with stuff. But yeah, this is a good game. It was close, competitive throughout the entire game. Donovan Mitchell's hitting crazy shots, so credit to him. Credit to Kenny Atkinson. He's a good coach. The Nets should have never fired him. The only reason they did was because Kyrie and KD didn't want him there. So they fired him for Steve Nash. That didn't work out. We all know that story. So I always felt like Kenny Atkinson was a good coach, and I'm glad that he gets to be a head coach again. He's been doing a good job of that Cavs team. Tatum goes off for 33 points. He had a really good game. Al Horford was getting crazy blocks. He's almost 40 years old, and he's still playing in his prime. He's made it apparent that he has no plans to retire anytime soon, so that's good to see. And the only negative spot for me is Jaylen Brown did not play well at all. He only had like 16, 17 points. He was struggling to score until the end. But yeah, good game for both teams.
I got three things to say. First thing I will say, I still think the Cavaliers full team roster, full time team that can make the best. I still think they're the best team in the East. You look at the streak they've gone through in the beginning. It shows a consistency that I'm very proud of that team, and we already saw what they could do in the playoffs. Obviously, they struggled at the end, but what we saw before then was phenomenal. Now, I'm not undermining the Celtics. I don't have them at the best because I think the Celtics are bad. The Celtics are just as great. Obviously, the champions. But when I look at the Celtics, just like last year, which they proved me wrong, but I saw inconsistency. Sometimes you're blowing out a good team, a bad team. Sometimes you're losing to a bad team, beating a good team, beating a bad team. Sometimes you're beating the best team in the NBA, like the Cavaliers. And it usually comes down to the Celtics. Listen, they're always going to have those good games, bad games, inconsistent games, but they're still going to be the top of the board of the East, at least top three. And they'll make the playoffs. And the playoffs is how you really critique this team. And I know they won the NBA Finals, but I just don't see this. I don't see a double here. I just don't think that team is as hungry as it used to be to get that banner. Maybe I'm wrong, but I just don't. Just even in Celtics history, I haven't really saw them second Pete. I don't think since the 80s. So I don't know. I just don't see that team. When I look at the teams that they used to have and how they couldn't get it done before, I don't know how they can get it done in second Pete and now. And I think I think some other team from the East will beat them in at least the final of the AFC. I almost said the AFC, the East. But with that being said, second thing I have to say, what was I going to say? Oh, yeah. I heard some Cavalier fans been saying, if the Cavs win the finals this year and Mitchell plays how he's been playing, he's already the best Cavalier in NBA history. And at first I was like, oh, yeah, that's true. But then I realized, oh, frick, I completely forgot LeBron James played there. And I completely forgot all he did there. And I don't know what it is, but I just been seeing a lot of Cavs fans like not giving LeBron the respect I think they would have. And I know they started hating him after he left, but he came back and won more. I don't know. But that comment was on a Cavaliers Instagram. It had like almost 10K likes. That was really shocking to me. I'm like, oh my gosh, Cavalier fans really think that? He's good, but he's not going to be better Cavalier than LeBron. Because I think he won, one championship there? He won one championship there. He's been to a lot. He got like 2 MVPs there. I think actually 3. So I don't know what the hell that was about. Anyway, third thing I will say, I saw that the Celtics, I don't know if this is old or it's new. I'm pretty sure it's new, but if it is old, I just saw it recently. I don't know if you saw, but they were having their championship ceremony at the White House.
Oh, yeah.
And Joe Biden called the Celtics the Bulls. I'm like, dude, this is not 1990. He goes like, "You're 2024 champions, the Bulls."
Wait, what the fuck is wrong with this guy?
He goes, "Wait, you guys are the Celtics, right?" And they're like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh Lord!" Like he must think it's still 1990 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Oh my god, bro.
All right. Anyway, Nets beat the Hornets. Nuggets beat the Grizzlies. Mavericks, Thunder, Bucks finally get a good win there. Cavs back on track. Knicks are trying to look alive. Warriors are looking good. Or the name of the games yesterday. So this is the game that I want to talk about the Timberwolves. My full critique on this team. I'm having fun about them right now. 8-7, and we just lost to the Raptors. And here's the thing. I'm still a bit confused on what this team is. I don't want to say like we're a one season wonder or we're better with Karl Anthony Towns, even though he is playing phenomenal. What I will say is, firstly, I'm just disappointed how this team's performing. But with that, second off, you guys, if we all just forgot the 2024 season real quick, I'd be very happy because this team, what we're doing right now is good by our original critique of what we're underestimating. But we were a win away from winning the West because it was a huge tie at the third in the last game, and we made it all the way to the championship game, whatever it's called, conference, whatever. And I was very proud of that. And then we see what we do in the free agency. I think we made a better team. We get Deontay DeFinso in there, who had a great year with New York. We get Julius Randle, who is just as good as Karl Anthony Towns is, but more physical. And then we get a great draft with Dillingham, who's been starting a couple games. He looks good. Obviously not starting full time. We get Terrence Shannon. And here's a year 2 where we're hungry back to go get some more wins. The issue is this team is a better skilled team. It's a better team on paper than we were last year, in my opinion. The issue is team chemistry is just as important in team skill if you have a good enough group. Obviously, if you have a good team, like let's say the Ravens, like they all became team, or let me think of a better team. I don't know, the Lions. If they all became teammates today, they're still going to be better than the Carolina Panthers. All right? Even if they're there for 10 years. I understand that. But what I will say is, if there's a team that are both solid teams, some could have a better roster, some could have a worse roster. When you get to the good teams, it doesn't matter who has a better roster. It comes down to team chemistry, who you are. And this just is a very new team. It really is. And the chemistry is just not there. The amount of turnovers we've had, the amount of miscommunications we've had has cost this team. And our defense is not as dominant as it was last year, partially because of the team chemistry. So I think when we get our stuff together, I think we'll be good. Because I think skill-wise, we are just as good, maybe, and I would say even better than we were last year skill-wise. But I can't make any excuses right now. We're just a bad team right now. But we see this all the time. I mean, look at, for example, right now, the New York Jets. They don't have a lot of team chemistry. It's a dumbfire. You have no coach. You have no voice. You have no leader there. Doesn't matter how good the guys are going to be. I mean, even NBA, if you want to look at the Brooklyn Nets, they try to build a God squad to just vanish because it just didn't work. That's why these things take time. So I'm not going to count them off and call them like we were one season wonder last year. But I will say I'm very disappointed in what I've been waiting to see with this team. Because listen, we still have beaten some great teams this year and gone toe to toe with great teams. And our next game will be the Boston Celtics, and that's the team I really hope we see this team come together and grow the chemistry that they've shown a glimpse of, but not fully getting there. I mean, the Suns game, that was probably the best we had. I mean, seeing him get the game-winning shot, Julius Randle, a new free agent, Anthony Edwards hugging him, the crowd goes crazy. The whole bench is going crazy. That was what the team needed to kickstart into what I thought could lead us to a good streak. Then we lose to the Raptors. I'm like, what the hell? Upsets happen. Yeah, upsets happen way too many damn times. We're 8-7. It's not bad. Certainly not good for what we're supposed to be, especially with the moves we made in the free agency. Am I overreacting? Maybe, but I'm sick and tired of watching these games and it just ends up disappointing. Anyway, Magic beat the Lakers. Today we had the Sixers beat the Nets.
Wagner hit an insane game winner.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
Celtics beat the Wizards. Warriors beat the Pelicans. I don't really care for this whole group bull crap. I mean, who really cares? As you can see, the Bucks are actually beating the Pacers right now. That's a shocker. Giannis is going off again, triple-double. Yeah, dude, Giannis is so good. I still have my MVP pick. I know people say Jokic, and people say who else is doing good? Anthony Davis. I think this guy will end as the MVP, even though the team's not great. I think that's going to put more weight on his shoulders, and he's going to play harder than he ever did before. Because if he plays hard, if he wins MVP on a bad team, it has to be done. Either they have to pay him a lot and get him a great team to stay there, or he can get a bag somewhere else. And you had the worst year of his career, you're still going to get a lot of money. I mean, he's Giannis. And he's getting a bit on the older side, but he's still good. All right, guys. We got Tristan. Oh, I forgot. I can't play his intro. Damn, I got to add that thing. What's up, Tristan?
What's up?
I got a separate intro. Here we go.
Thank God. You know,
All right.
That's my favorite intro.
All right, so we just talked about NBA. Talk a little about college football, then we'll get to the NFL. Playoffs are coming up for college football. Only a couple more weeks left. Just got to get through December, and that'll be about it. LSU is already out. I mean, I guess there's a path. Yeah, my ass. Path right to a psych ward because we're going to go watching this team. But anyway, that's been the point. Let me just get it pulled up. And, of course, we get a 5-star recruit, and Michigan just outpays us to get him. Some baloney right there. College football is really just pay to win at this point. You just pay to get the good players. It's not like you can draft these guys. No, you pick them out. You get recruits in college, in high school. Obviously, those high school students are not going to go. They get to pick where they go, not bad teams. Like college, good prospects are not going to go to a bad college with bad money. That's why good teams always stay good in college football. Anyway, so let's look at some of the games of college football real quick. We got a couple here. Did we already talk about the LSU Alabama game? If we did or didn't, I'm not even going to talk about it anyway. All right. Colorado beat Utah. Colorado's been really good for what they were last year. They might make the playoffs. Ain't going to be nothing in it, though. I can say that. Or whatever. Clemson beat Pittsburgh. Texas in a pretty slower game against Arkansas. Ohio State, Notre Dame. Alabama versus that is a team that nobody knows, so that makes sense. Illinois, it's not too many great games we've had, just some of the best teams playing some of the worst teams. Notre Dame, Penn State beats Purdue. South Carolina beats Missouri. Missouri was supposed to be good. It's been underwhelming. Brady Cook, I think the quarterback plays nothing like Brady. Well, he plays like Brady when he plays the Giants, so not good.
Yeah.
Arizona State beats Kansas. Boise State beats this. By the way, anyone saying that Ashton Jenny, or no, was it? Travis Hunter should get Heisman over Ashton Jenny? I just disagree. We've never seen a player in college football be this dynamic, or wide receiver and running and corner simultaneously, both being a top 3 corner, top 3 receiver in college football. I get that. Ashton Jenny has been by far the best running back. There's no one even in his league. There's corners you can argue he's better. Wide receivers you can argue that's better. I get it. You can do both things. I can argue that Luther Burden and McMillan are both better than Travis Hunter's receiver because they actually play a lot better teams, a lot better corners, with a lot less better quarterback. Corner-wise, you can make a great case for Will Johnson, Benjamin Moore. I mean, look at Benjamin Morris last year. He had that good game against Ohio State where he locked on one of the best receivers we've seen in college football for years, in Marvin Harris Jr. That's what really put him on the map. And then Will Johnson has been phenomenal. And this is a guy who plays great teams, not all right teams or bad teams. So, but you look at Ashton Jenny, he just does everything. So dynamic, probably one of the best running backs we've seen in college football history. I didn't even know his stats for this game. They're probably over 200. I mean, there you go, 159 yards, 3 rushing touchdowns. So, and he doesn't play great teams either. I admit that. I don't give a frick who you're playing. These stats are phenomenal, and I think he should win it. I think he's just the most explosive player we've seen in college football, the most fun player we've seen in college football, and I think how it translates to the NFL could be different. I know a lot of great running backs that are Heisman, contenders or winners, they don't really do the best in football. Like who was it? Trying to think of Reggie Bush won Heisman with USC. He goes to New Orleans. He was all right. Wasn't bad, but he was all right. And there's some other running backs I'm trying to think of. But there's running backs that are really good. Well, you look at some of the greatest running backs. A lot of them were not that great in college. But O.J. Simpson. But that was like in the 1970s. But who cares? All right. Anyway, Texas A&M, Ohio State, New Mexico. Yeah, and then here's some of the games going on right now. So here's the next upcoming games. Not really good games this week, to be honest. These all look like pretty clear-cut wins.
College teams.
And I'm only looking at really FBS teams right here, so yeah, all these games are kind of locked picks. I'm sure we'll see one upset, but I don't really see anything interesting here. I mean, Tennessee versus Vanderbilt could be interesting, I guess. Ohio State versus Michigan. I mean, Ohio State should win that by landslide, but you never know with Michigan. They beat them last year, but they were cheating last year for one, and they're a way better team. Alabama versus Auburn, it's a big rivalry, but we already know Alabama's going to win that. But here's a good one. Texas versus Texas A&M.
Battle of Texas.
Hopefully this is a better battle than Texas that we see of recent years. Yeah, we'll get to the playoffs. Real quick, who do you guys think will win the national championship? I know a lot of people say Oregon, they're number one. Some people say Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. I'm still riding with Texas. I know they took a couple slumps. I feel like they have the team to beat any team in the NBA. And I think the game's so close last year with the same roster, and they're playing against great roster teams last year. I mean, what was it? They were playing against Washington with Michael Penix and Rome Odunze. That team was phenomenal. A lot better than teams are right now. They went toe-to-toe with them when they shouldn't have been. They made the playoffs last year when it was only four teams that can get in. That's the four highest ranked. So I think Texas are going to win it. You could see who else is going to be in there. I'm not sure how it all lays out with the rankings and like who will get there, who won't. But just for a second team, I would say I don't think Alabama's going to make it. To be honest, I don't think Georgia's going to make it either. The second team is going to be a team that you probably don't expect. You could say Oregon. They are number one, but still. Ohio State could even make a run. And I also like the idea of Miami making a run. Besides that, I don't really see any other teams making it that far. Penn State, I don't see them making that far either. For all due respect. But anyway, that's what I got. My lockdown pick is Texas. So, yeah. What do you got, World? What's your national champion?
I'm also going with Texas. They got Isaiah Bond, who's really good. Arch Manning's starting, right? Or are they using somebody else? Wait, what?
Quinn is playing.
Oh, I thought he was sitting for the year.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell that was. Maybe I read a wrong report, or maybe he changed his mind. I really don't know, but he has started. I saw him start the last game. He had like 5 touchdowns.
Yeah, but you got Calvin Banks over at left tackle, who I'm high on. Cameron Williams' injuries concerning, but they have a solid defense. I like Jahade Barron. He's pretty solid at corner. So, yeah, I'm going for Texas for sure.
Defense still concerns me a bit. I think your offense is good enough to put up any points any team can put their defense up towards, if that makes sense. Now, why is CBK even in here? Ohio State, the team. All right, CBK. You're getting on my nerves. All right, well, let's just get to NFL now. A lot to talk about. Once again, I did forget our predictions for the second week in a row. I apologize. I keep forgetting. Don't worry. Next week, I'll do it. By the way, I'm going to set an alarm tomorrow morning, and I'll make sure I do it right away in the morning because I cannot go a few weeks behind. It's like at my school. I get behind. It's not good. It's not good. I'm like dude, like about a month ago, like 2 weeks behind, dude, and I had to do like 3 days of school each day just to get, and I had to do on Saturday, Sunday, every day of the week. Just get your stuff done, guys. All right, that's my advice for everything. If you get behind, oh Lord. Same thing with like cleaning your room. You make a small mess, that's fine. Just clean up when you're done. You keep making small. Next thing you know, you have a ginormous mess. Take like 2 hours to clean.
Yeah.
All right, there's this. This is I don't know what I'm even talking about. Let me just get to this stuff. All right, but I got to get to the NFL. But I got to go all the way back down for about a week, so this might take a couple bits.
We have some extra games to predict because this week is after this week is gonna be the
Thanksgiving. We got 3 Thursday games to predict. It'll be the Thanksgiving game.
Thanksgiving, and then we got the Black Friday game.
Yep.
I wonder who freaking made that up. Like,
I remember we had the first one yesterday. It was like the Jets versus. No, who was it? It was the Raiders versus.
No, yeah, it's Raiders versus Chiefs this year, but last year
I think it was Raiders Dolphins.
Oh no, it was Jets Dolphins last year.
Oh yeah, and the Dolphins like blew them out.
Oh yeah, that Jets quarterback threw like that 99-yard pick six.
Yeah,
Tim Boyle.
That was hilarious.
Forget Tim Boyle.
That was so funny. That was hilarious.
Dude, that game was so boring, dude. I wanted to fall asleep. That's how bad it was. Okay.
Oh, yeah, Black Friday. Such a good game.
They probably expected, like, you know.
I'm supposed to the Chiefs and Raiders will be a good game. Maybe.
They probably expected to be like Aaron Rodgers versus the Dolphins. I mean, yeah.
Because this is what happens. Chiefs versus Raiders. It's like either the Chiefs win in a blowout or they win in a close game.
Yeah.
No, there's no in between.
I just have Chiefs sweeping them.
Sometimes the Raiders beat them. But that's
Raiders. The Raiders have pretty much given up on the season. Like they just want to get their new quarterback.
I actually thought they wouldn't be that bad because they had like they had like a good defense.
Yeah, that was before the Devontae Adams stuff because we weren't expecting Devontae Adams to get traded.
Well, you know what it was more than Devontae? I think it was a lot more of Gardner Minshew. I was the one saying that I think he actually will be solid there because it's a lot better offense he was in Indianapolis, and he actually was solid there. One game away from making the playoffs.
Two good receivers on this team.
One throw away from making the playoffs, one catch away from making the playoffs. And it just didn't happen. So now that he's going there, I said, okay, you got a coach who's on fire right now, doing good. You got a phenomenal defense outside of secondary. You still got Jack Jones. You got Devontae. You got Jacoby. You got offensive line. You got Jackson Power Johnson in the draft.
This has to be a good team.
I'm like, I think his team could be like a sneaky wild card team. I was wrong.
Yeah.
I was wrong about the Broncos. I thought they were going to be the first pick in the draft. Not anymore. I remember.
I thought Broncos were going to be the worst team.
I think all of us were saying that they're going to be the first pick, and they're going to James Pierce Jr. That was the.
That's how bad I thought the Broncos were going to be. But now they're actually going to make the playoffs, possibly.
I underestimated their defense, and I definitely underestimated Bo Nix.
Because I don't even know who to name on the defense besides freaking PS2.
Yeah, but if you actually look at that team and like how they perform as a defense as a team, it's phenomenal. Yeah. And that's something that I missed last year, and I definitely see it this year. But there's a lot of sneaky teams in the AFC that could still take that wild card spot from them, so they have to stay consistent. Even with this, I think they definitely could make the wild card, but they gotta. They got to keep doing what they're doing and more because there's still a lot of good teams. All right, so what do we leave off on? Okay, I'm here now. All right, so we can pull up our stuff now. Talk about the NFL. All right, here we are. So we already talked about the first night game with the whole this embarrassment of the game. So let's get to see what we got. Kittle, Ben forgot to put him in, or Ben forgot to take him out. And I beat Ben was 10-0, and I beat him in fantasy. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
And you know what? I won my worst.
You literally ruined his perfect season.
Well, Ben had 110 points, so like it was a lot more on him than me because I didn't have the great game. All right, so
oh my gosh,
That's fine. You can never freaking pick the Ravens against the Steelers. Like you just can't.
I did
Ravens
pick the Steelers.
bye.
Well, let me say this. First off, I'm not going to blame Lamar. He's a solid.
I can't really blame him here.
Defense is phenomenal. Zay Flowers wasn't doing
Derrick
as much.
Henry fumbled on like the first play. I think
Derrick Henry not doing as much as he should. And his defense just knows how to beat this team. Mike Tomlin knows how to beat this team. And the offense was embarrassing almost all game. Russell had a solid game until the last play where he's trying this weird interception almost cost the game. But it takes to happen. So Russell Wilson, ever since Denver days, people can call him trash, bust this, not that. He starts going off in Pittsburgh. People are still calling him that. But then he keeps on doing it. He goes on a freaking winning streak. Not people will shut up about it. They'll say, okay, he's good. But then he has one mediocre game. And then people are right back on the hate train. I have a feeling people just like to hate this guy.
Why do you?
I don't know why.
I don't know why you want to hate him.
He's a bit of a corny guy, but he's an easy target for people to hate. I mean, he literally after this game, I hear
he is freaking awkward,
field,
cringy as hell.
Experiment over. Start Justin Fields. What experiment? This guy was going to be the starter, and he should be the starter.
He was always going to be the backup.
I don't know what you're even talking about. If you want to hear an experiment, is having Justin Fields doing these weird ass running snaps every now and then. That's an experiment, but that's all right. Listen, and we'll get to the Thursday game, and I know they lost that, but I still think that he played a good game there. Besides that one fumble, but that was, but we'll get that later. This was just a good game. Well, a good game for if you like defense, but a good game. It was competitive. They played a lot. Yeah. Chris Boswell, he's now won 2 games just by himself. Not by himself, but point-wise.
He's really won 2 games by himself.
And you know what pisses me off? Nobody was going to pick this guy in fantasy. He would have been a waiver guy. The only reason Ben took this guy because he's on the freaking Pittsburgh Steelers, and now he has the best fantasy.
You would have never thought about taking him if he wasn't for.
Oh my gosh, Ben's getting rewarded for picking him because he's
has
on his
to
team.
happen.
I actually pick my kicker's my kicker. I picked him because I know he was actually good.
It was funny. Ben has 3 Ravens players: Lamar, Henry, and Zay Flowers, and he started.
You got the 3 main guys.
Yeah.
Where's Deontay Johnson at? They literally got him. He hasn't done anything.
Yeah,
he hasn't. He's been a non-factor so far.
I think he's supposed to help with the freak receiving game, and I guess.
I guess it's not just a Bryce Young thing. Maybe he's just not that good.
He was decent on the Panthers, so.
Well, no, he's decent on the Steelers. That's what he's really decent on. This is supposed to be a revenge game. Not really.
Yeah. I mean, they get to play.
Did he get a snap?
I mean,
he had like at least 2 or 3 1,000-yard seasons on that team. He was just, not like 1,000, like he was just like barely 1,000, but he had just solid receivers, especially for what those quarterbacks they had. I mean, you had like Kenny Pickett for a while.
He's really a wide receiver. The definition
older Ben Roethlisberger. So,
why can I not think of his name? Mason Rudolph. He had Mason Rudolph.
Hey, hold on. One thing I will say, just now that we're on this topic, a guy who is underrated, and even when people overrate him and people say, "Oh my gosh, he's overrated," I still think they're underestimating him. Or no, I'm not underestimating him because I just think when people say, "Oh, he's overhyped," no, I think if people are overhyping him, they just understand what he is, and it's George Pickens. Not only is he one that has some of the best hands in the NFL. Yeah. He's also
I think he's one of the more talented receivers.
He put up 1,400 yards last season with 3 different quarterbacks. Yeah. That was with George. You had Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, and Mitchell Trubisky.
I feel like people talk about him, but I feel like they don't talk about him enough at the same time. I feel like he's
top 10 for sure. Yeah. You can make an argument
he's one of the more talented receivers right now. Like in my like the way he plays, and I'm not saying he's better than the top guys, but like he's really talented. He's got good hands too.
The point is, he's in the conversation of all these guys, and people act like he's a second fiddle receiver, which maybe is because he's a little,
he does kind of have an attitude problem, but
but that is a takeaway of how
I think that's. I think first off, with people receivers and players like that are cocky, arrogant, they lash out, freak out. Either people will love it or hate it.
Yeah.
And it's different for me. Sometimes, like, you look at like Draymond Green. I hate that guy. He's always lashing out. But for some reason, sometimes I just love when players do that. George Pickens is one of them. But I understand people hate it.
I don't really like it, but
Well,
like that doesn't mean
I
he's
like
not
it in a way
player.
where he
He's kinda
brings such
funny.
a competitive
It's
thing
competitive.
to it.
But I feel like he
He's
does it so
competitive.
much. I'm like, dude, are you just mad or are you just trying to be competitive?
Well, here's the thing. When a guy talks so much and he loses or he underperforms, you get enjoyment out of that. But if a guy talks so much and he proves it, it's also enjoying to see because that's like a really cool thing. So
I mean, I
think
like trash talking sports. Like it's a good part of the game.
But yeah, I don't really think he gets. I think he just gets discredited because he's on the Steelers, and most Steelers receivers have not been great since Antonio Brown.
We're not saying he's fucking like Antonio Brown or something, but like,
Yeah.
he's good.
I heard Antonio Brown wants to join. He says he would join the Steelers for free. I'm like, bro, just stop.
I'm like, bro, just hang it
So
up.
you don't need any more CTE that you already have.
Like they don't need the drama because he's always running his mouth about something.
Yeah, God knows what he would do on that team.
He literally has CTE. You don't want
to George Pickens would like literally kill each other.
He took so many hits. He
literally has like an AB type of attitude. Like, like it's a problem. Like he talks.
Yeah, they're literally they would kill each other. Like, no, I'm kidding. Bears lose in typical Bear fashion. Their field goal gets blocked, and the Packers win streak continues.
Dude, the Bears.
Yeah, I really have to say something about this. First of all, I don't like the Bears. I certainly don't like Bear fans, especially when I went to Chicago. They were pretty bad. With that being said, I'm gonna say this. But there's a lot of Bear fans in Milwaukee. Oh my gosh. But anyway, sometimes you just get a feeling that like things are just destined to be. God made grass green, made the sky blue, and he made the Packers own the Bears.
That's never going to stop.
And, part of me gets sympathetic for this. Part of me gets enjoyment out of this. It varies. But what I will say is it makes me feel better with myself because this reminds me a lot. The Cowboys have been owning the Giants for a long time. Most of them are blowouts. Imagine getting this close, having the game in your hands, and you still can't harness the.
All you need is a field goal, and you win the game.
Let's put our feet in their shoes real quick. Imagine you're a big Bears fan, and this team's always beating you. This is 2018. Yeah, the fans always making fun of you because they own you. Even the quarterback comes out and says, "I still own you."
Yeah.
You had Jordan Love making Father Day jokes about you. When everyone thought they were going to beat him in 2023 with Jordan Love's first year,
he's like, "Hey, it was just Aaron Rodgers." No, he's like the whole team just owns.
And then now you got a new team. You've been underperforming, but you got a new quarterback, and you're at your stadium. They're there, and you have the game in your hand. You're about to win. You could just imagine all the fans and how amazing it would be for Caleb Williams' legacy, and that happens.
And Jordan Love's not even playing his best football
right there. That's when it feels hopeless. Like when I know what that feels like in sports, where it's not like, oh, we're bad, but we can get this guy next year, this next year. That's when it feels like we're gonna forever suck.
I feel like the Packers can literally have like the worst record, and they would still beat the Bears.
And I think the only teams in the NFL right now that are in that position is the Bears and the Jets. Not because they're the worst teams, but it's because they've done so much to be a good team, and they just do not succeed time and time again. Like when you constantly go through that cycle, you still lose so much hope, and we're like, it doesn't matter what this team drafts, what coach they have, we're just forever going to suck.
I like the Giants, a really good roster.
We've had championships in the last decades. We've had good seasons a while back. We've had coach of the year. We've had stars. And now we have a team that is liable to get a quarterback, and that's hope for another season. If we got a quarterback, we build a god roster like the Jets, and we lose again and again and again, and then we lose to a missed field goal to the Cowboys again. We could have won. That right there would be terrible. That's when it feels like it's not. Better.
I can never have hope.
It better be next season. That's when it feels like it's also Browns fans either. Like I just never imagine. I genuinely don't think the Browns will ever win a Super Bowl. Like I can't picture that.
Yeah,
it just
they
feels
can even win their division again.
The Browns can never find a quarterback.
That's because
they've had the most quarterbacks in NFL history.
Like, imagine just being a Browns fan. Like,
They've
how
gone
do
through.
You can't even win a division title.
They've gone through so many quarterbacks in the
Dude,
past.
wasn't it like since
40
But the thing
years.
is, how can I be a Browns fan and get excited for another season for another quarterback or another coach or another
Yeah, how can
roster
you be that? Let's draft a
when
new
you've done
quarterback.
it, when you've been for that cycle for 30 years, and you've been one of the most embarrassing teams in
You've been through
history.
Johnny Manziel. You've been through Baker Mayfield.
They had freaking OBJ at one point, and that didn't even work.
Yeah.
Well, they did make a playoff.
Baker
Yeah.
Mayfield, OBJ. You would think that'd be like a freaking god squad.
Well, the thing
right
is,
there.
OBJ was injured in 2020, and then they went in that wild card thing. And then you go to 2021, Baker Mayfield gets injured, and he's gone.
Yeah.
Well, you can see why they should have just kept Baker Mayfield, obviously. But I mean, I get why at the
Listen,
at the
no.
time.
I say this: they should have, they could have. It's hindsight when we say that.
Yeah.
That was an amazing.
I understand why they didn't, because they thought they were going to get Deshaun Watson of Texas.
I was talking about this yesterday, and at first I didn't have to do anything with Deshaun Watson.
Yeah.
What I asked you something bigger with is you have a guy who's going to be close enough to his rookie. He's almost done with his rookie year. He had a good year in 2020, but he was awful the year before, and he was and he also just ran your star quarterback, your star receiver out because he just doesn't throw to him, and now he's injured, has a terrible shoulder injury, and he might not even play football again. Yeah, I'm gonna let him go.
And also they thought they were going to get Deshaun Watson.
And you could also get a top 10 quarterback and a top 10 quarterback.
That's the reason why they got Deshaun Watson. They thought they were going to get him from the Houston Texans. There
has to be a good analogy for this that fits like right now. Like, who's a quarterback right now that's like had a good year last year, but overall was bad, but is injured right now or like hurt? Is there anyone like that? Oh, Dak Prescott. No, I'm joking.
Oh
wait, hold on. Let me cook. Imagine Dak Prescott get his contract, and he just plays terrible this year, worse than he did. Right?
Yeah.
Even though he was great last year, terrible.
The contract.
And now people are saying he might never be the same again, and he has to get his contract soon. And let's say CeeDee Lamb just left because he wasn't throwing the ball this season, and he just left to go to whatever team. And then you have I don't know, Justin Herbert, who's looking to move out of Los Angeles.
Yeah,
you want to trade for Justin Herbert and let Dak walk? Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, then let's say Dak goes to a couple teams, he becomes a great quarterback, and Herbert becomes a pedophile. Yeah, this doesn't look good in hindsight. It doesn't look good.
Yeah.
But people got thought trash to the Browns for that. Like I said, there's not definitely to be a good team.
Even though they should have never got, Deshaun Watson, because you know what, but like they thought they were going to get Deshaun Watson.
The chats reminding me right here, Justin Tucker.
Justin Tucker's washed, dude. Oh my gosh,
he's one of the worst kickers this year. And
it is sad. Like I like even players that I hate when they get older and when they're a shell of themselves. It's sad. I mean, Aaron
Rodgers on the Jets.
That's been sad to see. Like,
I wanted him to be a freaking Jets legend.
Even right now, like if Saquon Barkley started getting, maybe not now, but like let's say in like the next 4 or 5 years, he starts getting washed, he can barely even like run, he's just not good. That made me feel a bad way because of what they used to be. It has nothing to do with what I like or not like about even LeBron James. He was playing bad right now. I don't want to see LeBron James underperform or be like a shell of himself.
It's LeBron at the end of the day. It's not going to feel the same when he retires.
I don't like star players had a great legacy playing bad, and even like Cowboys. Like I looked at Des Bryant in his career. I don't like seeing that. It was like
I'm so glad like quarterbacks like Russell Wilson, Matthew Stafford are still playing good because we grew up with those guys.
And you
good to see them.
Even looking like guys like obviously Odell.
Yeah,
I
hated how he always went against my team. It's sad to see because he was so good.
And we never for kickers. I don't know. I guess I can't really think of a great kicker that got washed. Most of them kind of retire by the time they get washed. But this one, Justin Tucker, is one of the greatest kickers of all time. So obviously he's going to stay around. But
you think he'd be like the last person to be?
I feel like he has to retire after the season because if he doesn't, I don't see with the amount of class the Ravens have with their players and culture, I don't see him cutting him just for what he did at that city. But I also can't. I think out of respect, Justin Tucker needs to retire because he doesn't want them to cut him, and he also doesn't want to, be in a weird situation where they have to cut him or they have to let him go out there when I think he knows it's
I just can't imagine seeing Ravens cut Justin Tucker. That just sounds so weird. We're gonna release.
Yeah, I don't think they would. Well, I also don't think that they would just keep him there to be a backup kicker. That I don't think he'd want to do that either. So
just
I
retire,
think they
dude.
both have to know that this has to be the last season. And it would be awful if they go to a Super Bowl run and that's why they lose because of a kick.
But yeah, that's why they.
If that's how his career goes out, that would be awful.
Yeah.
I don't want to say it, but if he keeps getting bad, they should just try to get a kicker now. Try to.
Yeah.
Justin Tucker, because imagine you go to the championship and we see all. Look at last year, amount of games that are lost because of a kicker. The Bills and Packers both lost because of a kick. You could even say the 49ers lost because of a kick.
Oh yeah.
So it's this cannot happen. Anyway, let's run this game.
Oh my God, Jets!
Dude, this is the most disappointing team I've ever seen.
There's just so much drama with the Jets. You have Woody Johnson wants Aaron Rodgers gone. You have Rex
the super team I've ever seen.
Dude. You have Rex Ryan who wants to be the coach of the Jets. He wants to be the coach again. He wants to coach them again. You have Woody Johnson who just wants Aaron Rodgers gone.
He would do a lot better job than anyone there. Because listen, the problem with the Jets has nothing to do with skill positions. It has to do with key three things that are crucial to a team: chemistry, coaching, and leadership. All those are missing. Not just leadership. Drastically. We'll just start with leadership. Who do you think is the voice of the locker room? When you have a team that do not like each other, there's no voice in the locker room. And I'm sure they liked Aaron Rodgers at first, and I'm sure he likes them.
Aaron Rodgers is not a good leader.
Aaron Rodgers, say what you want about his whatever. And listen, he's not the problem with that team. I don't think he's that bad to say he is. Yeah, he could be prime Tom. He could be prime Tom Brady. It doesn't matter if you are consistently putting your team under the bus. Whether it's true or not. And listen, I didn't criticize when they're talking about that route that he ran the wrong route. Obviously, you're not going to just lie and say I made a bad pass because he didn't. He did wrong for most of the things. But he probably did run the wrong route.
But the team's literally giving you everything you want. They gave you Devontae. They fired the coach.
The thing is, Aaron Rodgers. This is almost why they never won in Green Bay because he always had controversy with not only the players, he had controversy with the coach, with Mike McCarthy, and they never see eye to eye. Mike McCarthy would never get skill players for Aaron Rodgers, and he would never get another ring because of that, because they disagreed. If they just both mutually disagreed and moved on and still leadership, they would have won 3 more rings. Yeah. But this happens. Aaron Rodgers is just not good leadership. He's not going to give a motivation leadership at the end. He's not going to rally the guys together. I mean, he just goes in there and thinks everyone's looking at him like the smart of God, and they're just going to follow his leadership, which unfortunately they do.
And they did. They literally gave him everything he wanted. They fired the coach. We know he has something to do with
They literally bend over for this guy to do whatever they want.
Devontae Adams. They got his friends from Green Bay.
They get his friends from Green Bay. They get Devontae. He says to fire this coach, even though we're in the middle of the season, we have no other guy to replace him, even though he's not the guy for the job.
We know he has something to do with
it. We know he's not the guy for the job. But we all know that guy should not be fired in the middle of the season. Let's just fire him right now.
He's a good defensive coach too. So
it's just that is no leadership. Number 2 is coaching. Obviously, coaching before is bad. It's even worse now. You got guys.
I know, like you said, he shouldn't have to lie, but you can't be throwing your players under the bus, even though you.
Number 3 is chemistry. This team, they don't see eye to eye a lot. It's a full new roster. They're not winning games. They're not putting out game-winning drives. They don't have that chemistry. They all come from different coaches and different teams and different identities, different leadership. It's just a mess. And number 4, I forgot to add the 4th one in. The Jets are just freaking cursed. I mean, if you put on a New York Jets jersey, you can't walk out of the thing and say we're going to win this football game. How can you have confidence wearing that jersey and that helmet, knowing what city you're in god awful New York, most pathetic sport organizations I've ever seen in modern history. And I don't want to get started with the freaking disaster of the Yankees win the championship. Yeah, it would have been better if we just didn't even make the playoffs, how disastrous that World Series was. And then you look at just all other teams. It's just, I don't know. It's just bad. Rangers last year.
Fine. Let me see. If Aaron Rodgers didn't get injured last year, and this is how they were last year with Aaron Rodgers, I probably would have been less mad. but then they would have this year to prove.
Yeah, so the Jets, and now they're even saying that they might bench Aaron Rodgers, which I think he would literally, his ego would probably explode if that ever happened.
Yeah,
so I don't know what
there's no way the hell they're doing that.
Woody Johnson wants Aaron Rodgers gone, and if that's the case, then who's your quarterback?
I'm telling you right now, I would not be surprised if we just see Aaron Rodgers is cut.
Yeah, because no one's gonna trade for him. He's 40 years old.
You know.
And you can't even trade right now. And here's the thing, Aaron Rodgers.
I feel like someone will pick him up if he's a free agent, obviously. But
I'm telling right now, with how much Aaron Rodgers is dedicated to get back on the field, and how he's been talking about how he wants to get another ring, how he's been, and now how this. If he had a good year, like how we thought he was going to have, and like I remember after the Patriots game, we were all thinking, "Oh, this guy's great."
Yeah.
If he just had a good year and he still missed the playoffs, or even made the playoffs but lost in the wild card. Or even if they were even if they had the same record they have right now, even if he just had a good year, I think he'd be fine enough to go in the sunset. I don't see Aaron Rodgers going out like that. I don't see him going out with a bad year. I don't see him going out with this perception of him. I don't see him going out with only being benched. I don't see it. And I do think Aaron Rodgers, with a good roster, if we see him do it before, and I think he can do it again, I think with a good roster and a coach who understands, like, hey, I'm not just going to bend over for you, but I'm also going to respect you. I'm also going to tell you what you're going to do, and you're going to have to do it, and I think he can work under that. If he can do that, and if he can put his ego aside, I think Aaron Rodgers can end his career just fine on a good team, and that's all I want, because Aaron Rodgers, one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time, and I hate to see him like this. And also he's one of the last LG quarterbacks we had, him and Stafford and Russell Wilson, the last ones we have. You can say Joe Flacco, but he's like a walking corpse at this point, so I don't even want to say him.
I don't have a connection with him like these guys. Like these guys.
So what
goes Kim Sung Young?
I say Aaron Rodgers. I don't know what team you'd go to. I know people say the Vikings. I doubt that will happen.
I kind of want to see it. I don't know.
I would love to see it, but
love to see him on the Vikings.
Some people say the Giants. He would never come to New York #1, and I do not want that. By the way, I would love it with a passion, but I would not be able. I cannot emotionally handle him being washed on my New York Giants. That would just be terrible. And I also would not want that whole drama. Another team in the Tennessee Titans. I
him to have like another playoff run.
I can't see him on the Titans, but I guess that would make sense because they are the retirement home in the NFL. Yeah. The New Orleans Saints. I mean, the Raiders. That was a sweepstake a long time ago that he might go to the Raiders. I mean, it was like the Raiders, Broncos, and
the Niners.
He would go to a team that's owned by Tom Brady
because he wanted to get drafted by the Niners.
Like, I'm being honest. Yeah, he's a big fan of the Niners. If they would have 49ers, if they would have just got him in 2020,
they would have had the Super Bowl drought thing.
They would have won the Super Bowl in 2019 if Aaron Rodgers on the Niners.
Yeah, he's winning on that.
Yeah, for sure.
Like if he would have went there,
like, hey, at least we own him. But no, you guys would have won with him if you had him on your team.
Plus, the Packers literally got Jordan Love in 2020. What if they just let Rodgers go to the Niners? They would have won. Well, by the way, 2020 they were trash. That was a disaster. The injuries.
2021
they lost to the Rams in the NFC Championship. They would have won that with Rodgers.
Yeah.
And then 2022 comes along. Brock Purdy comes at the end, so it's been phenomenal. Has a great playoff run. Would have won the Super Bowl if it wasn't for that injury at the Eagles.
They're beating that Eagles.
But let's talk about the Colts real quick because Anthony Richardson had a phenomenal game.
Pretty good.
Listen,
it's like Cam Newton out there.
Well, he's like I heard someone say he's the Cam Newton of Daniel Jones, or the Daniel Jones of Cam Newton's. I don't know how that makes sense, but it makes sense. But anyway, let me say this: he was one of my favorite quarterbacks going to this. I still believe in him in a way, but I also just don't think. He's just inconsistent. But I still think
he's got a chance to win the division. But
he's got a pathway, and if he can prevail, that'll be great because he had a good game. He had a great rushing touchdown. Same thing that Daniel Jones did. And by the way, now I'm looking at the stats real quick. I just want to emphasize that Aaron Rodgers did go 22 for 29 and 2 touchdowns, 0 picks.
He's not even playing bad. It's just the team.
A couple under throws, a couple bad throws, but I think you got to stop blaming it on him. All right. Maybe
he's not freaking he's kind of washed, but he's not washed at the same time.
What it is he's just is more of his actions than his skill. Why the team's playing bad, and it's also because he's the best quarterback. Also because he pulled the strings to make this team. Also because he is one of the most hated quarterbacks. since a while.
I feel like it's always like the most skillless players at the positions that have the most like ego and stuff.
Well, he's just always said that's just kind of been who he's been since college, And some people love him for it, some people hate it for him. I like it. I always
Man,
found
I'm
it
okay with
fascinating.
having like
And what I like more about is what I always like more about is because he could always back it up. But he just can't now.
But I feel like he needs to like find a way to like common ground with somebody, not always have to get his way. Like I feel like
if he could just put that aside, he could just let his skill do the talk, not his voice, and just go to a team that believes in him.
That's why I feel like it's hard for people to see him in a good conversation.
He could end his career just fine. But this was a good game. I really thought I think the Jets were actually up big for the first part. I'm not sure. Let me check real quick.
But yeah, they're out of the playoffs. Like they had a win.
Oh no, actually the Colts were up big at the start. They're up like 13-7 or whatnot. But anyway, it was a good game. Disappointing game. I'm not picking the Jets ever. It's pretty sad.
I know. I was like so excited for this team.
Oh, good job. So the Lions are really good.
This is bowling at this point.
Probably the best team we've seen in modern history.
Yeah.
The thing is,
it is the Jaguars.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was talking to Tristan about this on Wednesday. I like the Lions, but they're kind of playing like assholes. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Like they're running up the score. They're doing trick plays at the end.
Listen.
I like the Lions.
Listen, it does piss me off a bit to a degree, but with that being said, they earn the chance to do that.
I get it. Like
I remember when the coach was crashing out against Jameis Winston for getting that touchdown. I'm like, you're already down 30. If you don't want us to get more plays, don't be asked.
Yeah, don't be asked.
I'm like, listen, that's just how it is. And Doug Peterson just gave up on his team. He's just like, he literally said, like, there's nothing I can do. Which he's not a good coach, but he's not wrong. Like, what is he supposed to do? It's like, how are you supposed to coach that team against that team? Yeah. So he just gave it up. Like, you can just tell he just doesn't even care football anymore. Like, he just doesn't believe in his team at all.
Yeah.
But this team is blowing out teams left and right. You look at like 47-9 against the Cowboys, 52-14 to the Titans. This game, like, we don't see teams do this a lot.
They got a comeback winning against Texas.
And I will say, they remind me of the 07 Patriots. You go look at the 07 Patriots, they did the same thing. It was blowing out teams left and right.
Yeah.
Now they didn't go out. They already lost the game. They're not going out undefeated. But it's the best team in football. Yeah. What matters is
it's possible they don't.
Can they get done in the postseason? That's the story. I think they could. This is what I will say. Right now, they're my favorite for the NFC for sure. Not my favorite for the Super Bowl. I don't see his team winning the Super Bowl. I just don't. I think Jared Goff, just like the last time he was in the Super Bowl, is going to choke. Just like how he is a lot of times.
I just hope like the Packers or Vikings can beat this team in the playoffs.
You know who else chokes a lot? No, not Dak Prescott. No. On and off the field. What I meant to say, Dan Campbell. Gambling like a gambling addict in the NFC Championship.
Yeah.
And will he change his ways? Maybe. I don't know. But what I will say is, I think this team will beat the Super Bowl. I still see an underdog AFC team beating them. And like I said, I still think the Super Bowl winner is going to be a team you don't expect. I do. It could be like a wild card team. I think this year's going to be different. It could be like the Steelers. It could be like.
I mean, since I really love Russell Wilson, I really want the Steelers to go. Like,
if he could get another ring, that would be phenomenal. Especially since he
could redeem himself for the last Super Bowl he was in.
I remember like when he just signed the Steelers, there was a clip of him, and people just made fun of him terribly for this. But it was just him saying like, "I want to get one more ring. I'm hungry to get one more ring." He said that on a podcast, and he got ripped apart for that.
He's already going to be a Hall of Famer, but that would just add to his resume.
Yeah, I mean, winning 2 rings for 2 separate teams is the only thing that I think only Peyton Manning and Brady did, right?
Yeah.
I think another team did that. So if he can join the likes of Peyton Manning, Brady, that's a good likes right there.
He's already a Hall of Famer as it is, but that would just add to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this line seems they're super exciting. And like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of the Lions, but it would be nice to see.
I get why I kind of do. I am happy for them because they've been bad for so long. It's like,
I certainly do not want to look back on like the 2024 Lions and like how that team was so good but they never won a ring. I do hope this team does win a ring eventually because this team is so good like right now. But I feel like this team, how good it is from 2020, it really started in 2023. Like the end of 2023, they started getting really good. But 2024 and 2025, and 2026. This team right here, 2023, 2024, and 2025. The 3-year stretch, that's going to be their chance to get Super Bowl. When you get to 2026 and your guys are getting older, you have cap issues, it's not going to work anymore. You have to get it done now. If you can't get it done now, you got to get it done next year.
Your best chance.
And by the way, even in a couple of years, I'm sure that they have young players. They'll still be a solid team. It's not going to be this dominant. The NFC is going to get stronger and better. The NFC North is definitely get stronger and better. So you got to get it done now. So we'll see what they do. Yeah. And for the Jaguars, there's nothing more I can say. I think they are the worst team in football. Mac Jones played out a bad game. Surprising. But at least he got Brian Thomas Jr. the ball. He's still playing pretty good. Unfortunately.
As long as Mac Jones is out there, the Jags are not winning another game.
And by the way, I just gotta say this real quick. Jared Goff has one of the best quarterback performances I've ever seen in ages. Now I'm just looking at the stats. I forgot to mention this. 24 for 29, 412 yards, 4 touchdowns, 0 picks. If he did not have that one bad game against the Texans, he'd be right behind Lamar Jackson, MVP front runner.
Yeah, they kind of get him out of the freaking MVP.
Yeah, he has 20 touchdowns, 9 interceptions. You get rid of that 5. That's 20 touchdowns, 4 interceptions.
Yeah,
pretty good. But at the same time, Lamar is 24 and 3 interceptions, and that's not including the rushing yards. By the way, can you also have with the whole Jalen Hurts MVP bull crap? But he has 11
playing
touchdowns.
good, but let's fucking chill out.
The issue is none of his rest.
I'm not gonna say he's terrible. He's actually been playing really good.
He's in a good situation.
Playing good, but
and his defense has been playing fucking amazing. So that's
playing all right.
I mean, Quinion Mitchell's been amazing, but
he's been good. But the defense overall still needs a lot of fix. But I'm sick and tired of him having. Oh, he's 11 rushing touchdowns. He has more total touchdowns. Dude, he's not rushing in any of his rushing touchdowns.
He's literally taking away Saquon Barkley touchdowns.
Yeah. Any team can do it.
Right.
Yeah, sure.
Dude, can they stop counting those rushing touchdowns? It's really pissing me off.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is MVP voters won't see that. So he might end the season with 30 rushing touchdowns. People say, "Oh my gosh, this and this and that." I'm like, okay,
let's chill out.
Players like Jalen Hurts, you need to see eye tests.
But for the Jaguars, I definitely think Doug Peterson is going to be one of the first coaches fired once the season's over, along with Mike McCarthy. I do have the Jags first pick.
The GM has to go. That one weird dude with the mustache.
The GM has to go. The GM definitely has to go, 100%.
He just makes bad moves. He even has he doesn't really have any good drafts besides the Brian Thomas pick.
Yeah.
He doesn't really hit a lot of good picks, and then obviously paying $55 million to Trevor Lawrence was an all-time mistake. People can say what you want about Daniel Jones. At least he was coming off a great year in a playoff run. Trevor Lawrence was coming off choking at the end in a bad year, and then he paid.
He almost had the first season, and he choked.
And $40 million and $55 million is
way he did get injured, but he was still playing at the end of the year. So
okay. He was. Yeah, that was a terrible collapse. I know the Eagles had a terrible collapse, but that collapse gets really.
I guess it did happen when he got injured, Trevor Lawrence, but he did start playing at the end of the year, so he had a chance.
Yeah, because he got a lot of concussions because of the offensive line.
But he had a chance to bring them back into the playoffs, and he did.
They still had him play through the concussions, and he clearly wasn't 100%.
Yeah, but World, you can talk about this game.
Patriots lose in typical post-Brady era fashion. Drake May is given an opportunity to execute a game-winning drive. And once again, he throws a game-losing interception for the second time this season. Gerard Mayo needs to go. He needs to go. He said one of the dumbest things I have ever seen. He was asked why Christian Gonzalez wasn't on Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua. And this dumbass said, "Oh, we thought that was the best thing to do." Really? You thought not having your number one corner on one of the best wide receiver duos in the NFL was the best thing to do? That just sealed it for me. He's not the coach for this team. He needs to go. He needs to get fired as soon as the season's over. He is not the guy. Drake May, was 30 of 40 with his passes, 282 passing yards, 2 touchdowns. One of them was to an offensive lineman. For once, he was not the leading rusher. Ramondre Stevenson put up 73 yards on 20 carries, but no touchdowns. Kendrick Bourne finally got a touchdown, his first touchdown since the Dolphins game last year. Offense was actually solid. Our defense was terrible in this game. Blown coverage on Cooper Kupp, blown coverage on Puka Nacua. It was just absolutely terrible. I'm just amazed how much this defense has regressed. It's absolutely embarrassing.
Yeah, so what I will say real quick, this season can be looked at as a failure for the Patriots. I look at it as a success. Hold on. Okay. I respect.
They are a good team right now, but like,
okay, what did the Packers do to you? That's all I'm gonna say. Anyway,
Commanders. Okay.
Yeah, Commanders. But so this is a successful season for the Patriots in hindsight, and I'll say why. First off, you're going to clean up all the rubbish that's still on you, with your coaching, with who you need to fix, and who is your guy and who is not your guy.
Yeah.
Last year, your offense was a problem. Your defense was an issue. This year, defense gets injured a lot. It gets not the best management. But your offense has been playing phenomenal. And with not a good offensive line, and with not really good receivers. So that is a big plus, because now you can go into offseason with a healthier defense. Spend some money on a new corner, because you need a new corner too. I don't think – what's the other guy's even name? I don't even know.
Jonathan Jones. Yeah, he's just not
kind of washed.
Good.
So I think you need a new corner, probably more defensive tackles, more defensive line players, probably another edge rusher because Matthew Judon. And for offensive wise, in the draft, go ahead and get the best offensive lineman. You guys can argue it's Will Campbell. You can argue it's Kelvin Banks. It doesn't really matter what you think. Get offensive linemen. That's for the best, because there's a great lineman in this draft. Receiver wise, go ahead and get a receiver in free agency. There's a lot out there. Obviously, the top one's going to be T. Higgins, which is possible. You're going to have to pay him a lot though, because I doubt he will want to go there. Not even really for just like the team. It's a lot more just because of teams that are trying to get him. Like Los Angeles, Boston is not the prettiest place to go. Or New England. I don't know where the hell even stadium's even at. New England's like the whole. That's a whole like area. And then you got Drake May. Say what you want about him. He's still developing. All right, and he had 30 passing attempts. A lot more than any rookie should be throwing, and he only had 10 incompletions. Yes, he threw it for a bad interception. It was also an interception. He threw it to another rookie who's been really good with the Rams. But I think he played a good game. And he also has kept you guys in a lot of games, even good teams. And he's done a lot of great things with this team so far. And I'm very proud of what he's been doing. Interceptions is an issue. You know, I'm getting a little bit of deja vu with Daniel Jones back in 2019. When he was throwing a lot of touchdowns, he threw a lot of interceptions, a lot of fumbles. But we still had hope for him. That turned out interesting. But we'll get that later. I truly do believe the Patriots still have a winning culture. I feel like they want to win. The fans know what it's like to win. They have history of winning. And I think when they get a coach who understands that, and you get a roster of the money that is spent well, and you start developing Drake May even better, this team can be very good again. So this team is a success. The season is a success in my eyes, if you're going to look at it in hindsight. If anyone actually went into this year saying you're going to make the playoffs and then crazy going to happen, then you just lost to yourself, all right? But that's just not going to happen. With that being said, on the Rams side, Matthew Stafford had 4 touchdowns. Phenomenal. Like World said, blown coverage. Cooper Kupp was wide open. Yeah. And then you look at this other great catch by Puka Nacua. I thought he was out of bounds, but he got his elbows in bounds, or his knees. It's just a great catch. Kyron Williams had a good game. Rams are, I think they can go on a nice streak. They're also a team that could be a sneaky Super Bowl contender. They've done it before. They can do it again.
They make
Um,
the playoffs, yeah.
and the coach is phenomenal. Sean McVay.
Sean
So yeah,
McVay.
Patriots. This is a team that is kind of like the Giants this year. They have good skill positions, but they're missing something crucial. Our position is a quarterback. Your position is a coach and injuries, and offensive line and receiver. But you guys could argue that the Patriots have more problems than the Giants, and they're still keeping like I don't think they've even been blown out once.
Yeah.
Giants, we keep games close, even if we lose in embarrassing fashion. We did get blown out twice, the Vikings and Eagles, but we played good teams and we kept it close, and we even won some, even though we have a bad record. That shows something to improve on. We're a quarterback away. You're probably a coach. You're probably a coach away, and I'll say just a coach away because if you get a coach, he'll do everything I just said because it's kind of common sense. You have a bunch of money. You have a bunch of problems. It's just common sense. Don't do anything stupid. Because last year, you had a bunch of money. You got Gibson. That's about it. I was mind boggled, and that was one of the best free agencies we've ever seen in modern history, NFL history. I mean, the amount of running backs, quarterbacks that went in different, it was crazy free agency. So, Patriots, I think they're like a solid 6-win team. It'll be an improvement from last year. But one thing I will say about this team, they'll keep it in close. They'll keep games close, and they're going to build on something. And I usually hate the Patriots, but with how bad they've been being, and how I do like Drake May a lot, even though I was hating him at first in college, but then I grew to like him. And then there's rumors of him going to the Giants, and I really like that idea. So I think the fans deserve at least 25% of what they used to have, and I think they could easily accomplish that if they just get their head out of their ass. So that's all I got to say about this game and this whole situation with the Patriots and Rams. They're a solid, good team, and I'm excited to see more from them. Okay.
They just need to win out all their games.
Another embarrassing win by the Vikings. And that sounds crazy to say.
Why do they keep freaking getting close with these bad
I will
teams?
say Will Levis has been looking a little bit better since he's come back from the injury.
All I'm saying is Tennessee Titans, if you keep that guy as your starting quarterback, I don't care how good he plays the rest of the season, you're ridiculous. I'm just saying it right now. But anyway, just embarrassing wins we've been having recently. Sam Darnold had a good game, I guess, but I just have not been happy with team success. The offense has been looking slow. Defense has been great. Offense has been looking slow.
Yeah, and you have freaking Justin Jefferson for crying out loud.
Yeah. But there was that 199 yard touchdown. It was like a wide open, just ran all the way in, 98 yard. Now I'm looking at it. Besides that, the offense didn't really do anything all game. Besides, if they threw an interception, run game didn't go anywhere. And like I said, Tennessee Titans have a great defense. I'm gonna give them some slack. They have probably the best secondary in the NFL, and they have a.
The Lions were able to freaking score 50 points on this team, so the Vikings should be able to do the same thing.
So, okay, that was a. They are run that most of those points came from the running. How much?
All fun returns.
Yeah, keep in mind, Lions like to run up the score.
Yeah,
when they're in garbage time, they just like to see what they can do.
And I will say, but I still think the Tennessee Titans have this. They've allowed the least amount of giving yards out of any NFL team.
They've had underrated defense. We just don't really talk about it because they've been bad. Their offense. Yeah,
but you gotta respect the secondary. I was looking today; they had the least amount receiving yards out of any secondary in the NFL. You'd be surprised. The Giants are top 10 in every single secondary category. I just want to say that. People get. We haven't allowed one 100-yard game by any corner, any receiver all year. So I think people gotta stop with our secondary hate. It only gets hate.
You guys have a good D line and secondary.
It only gets hate because our red zone secondary, because we allow a lot of touchdowns with secondary. We also allow we only have one interception all season, which is the least out of any NFL team. But like I said, our secondary has not been bad. It's a lot more of a how do I say this? I mean, our defense really is more of we can't stop the run at all. That's our main problem. And that not because of defensive line, that's because of middle linebackers, defensive ends, even a little bit of defensive coordinating, safeties. It bundles in a lot of things. So our secondary is not that bad. We just need a true corner one. We're a top 5 secondary because Andrew Phillips has been a phenomenal rookie. Deontay Banks as a corner 2 or 3 could work just fine. So he'll stop hating our secondary. Anyway, good game, at least, I guess. I don't know.
The Vikings to get back on
Brock
track.
Bowers had a great game, man.
Are Dolphins back?
Like Bowers looks better than Travis Kelce. I'm not even lying. I'm not even
Well, he's way better.
But,
like they get Shador Sanders in there, and like imagine Shador and Brock Bowers.
He wants to go to the team.
That'd be pretty fun to watch.
Unless we you end up getting him for like so many stones. We're not getting him.
Until they have one bad game and then he throws Brock Bowers around the bus and it's huge drama. But yeah,
I feel like it's gonna be a problem. But
Raiders, when Jacoby Myers is your rushing leader, you know you have an issue. So
they have a historically bad running game.
Like I tell him, why did they get firstly let Josh Jacobs go? That's fine. He wanted a lot of money, wanted his bag, so he left. You don't have to pay running backs that much money, and you are kind of rebuilding anyway. You get Madison as your running back. This guy was awful.
And you guys didn't pick one up, but you guys let Jacobs.
Like I said, next year they got to do something. Whether it's in the draft, listen, second round's gonna have a lot of good running backs because Ashton Jenny,
some of the best running backs.
It's actually a solid running back class.
I'm saying right now, first pick. I'm not going Ashton Jenny. If I had the first pick of the Raiders,
that's our pick. Okay,
get your quarterback, get that first. In free agency, get a corner because there's not gonna be a lot of running backs free agency. Maybe Nick Chubb, but that I doubt that'll happen. And even if it does happen, that's not even worth the money.
I feel like
what you got to do, what you truly got to do, you got to second round, get one of those second round running backs that are good, like Ole Gordon or Henderson from Ohio State, or Junkins from Ohio State. Both of them from Ohio State. And there's another guy from he's from Hampton. There's a lot of good running backs that are going to be second round, third rounds. Get one of them. Get Shador Sanders or any quarterback you want. You're going to be in position to get one of those quarterbacks. And then the free agency, try to get a corner because your secondary is a little, besides Jack Jones, it's a little rough. And then there you go, because you got a good team. You already got Brock Bowers, who was arguably Offensive Rookie of the Year. And it just, I think you had a good coach. I don't. If anyone said that, he just fired, they're a dumbass. But yeah, Gardner Minshew had an okay game. Like he has okay and bad games. It doesn't really matter. Brock Bowers obviously a phenomenal game. Miami had a phenomenal game. And then yeah, Juwan Smith, or tight end or receiver, he just had a phenomenal game out for no reason. Odell Beckham Jr. with 13 yards.
Did he try to do a one-hander?
I don't know. I didn't watch the game, but bro, someone free Odell, bro. Free Odell. Anyway,
he just wanted vacation. He went to Miami.
At least doesn't go to Cancun for vacation like the Cowboys do every year.
No, he literally went here and like ruined your chances on winning that playoff game.
Yeah, what did he do? He won more championships than you have in the last 30 years.
Yeah, he went to a super team. Good for him.
Bro, he didn't. First off, he was traded.
I know.
He was traded, and by the way, the Cardinals were better than the Rams at that point, so he didn't go there, did he?
No, I'm just saying they still were great.
Packers were better than the Rams that year. In that time, Cardinals were better. That's about it. But there's nothing wrong with going and get a ring as long as you don't like leave your team for it. He was getting traded.
I know. I was kidding. Obviously, yeah.
And by the way, he had all the right to leave that team.
Like he
literally went after throwing the ball. Like, there's like a 4-minute compilation of him being wide open and not throwing the ball. I would have been pissed off too. His dad reposted that. It caused a lot of drama.
Oh yeah, I thought he was getting mad at his Baker Mayfield.
Let's go to the next game. Taysom Hill.
Taysom Hill.
Forget about Travis Hunter. This guy.
Like this guy is freaking everywhere. Like just have him play everywhere. Play him at tight end. Play him at receiver.
Make him play corner.
Quarterback.
Make him play corner.
Oh, defensive end. Like Jesus.
Well, first off, I want to say Jameis Winston had a phenomenal game. The Saints secondary, it come from one of the best to one of the worst without Lattimore. Kool-Aid has not been a good rookie. I was wrong about him. And Honey Badger, he's been awful this year. You're probably going to let him go. So, yeah, the Saints secondary sucks. Their defensive line is bad. Chase Young is okay. He is kind of overrated. And then you got Cameron Jordan, who's like pushing 40. So they need a better secondary. They need a defensive line. And you go to offense. Their offensive line is all right. Their receiving core is all right. Running back's good. Derek Carr is
going off for some reason.
And I'm sure they're going to stick. I'm sure they're going to stick with Derek Carr another year because I mean, what are you going to do? You're not going to be like. I think you're going to win a couple of games. They're not going to be in a position to get a quarterback. Like I said, this free agency quarterback is not going to be good. You're going to have maybe 3 guys. You'll have Aaron Rodgers if he's out there. If he retires or if somehow he stays with the Jets or whatever happens, you'll have Justin Fields or Russell Wilson. I'm saying Justin Fields.
Justin Fields.
And then you'll have maybe Sam Darnold. It depends if they want to let him go or not. That's it.
There's no other depends on what he does in the playoffs.
Now it's unpredictable. You never know what can happen in the NFL. We could be a crazy trade. Like who knows what happens? But that's the top guys, and those guys are not that great. If you're trying to build a team, like it's not like last year. You had Kirk Cousins, you had Aaron Rodgers, you had who else did you have last? Oh no, that was the year before. You had Kirk Cousins, you had Justin Fields, you had Russell Wilson. Who else did you have last year?
Last year, I think it was obviously it was Russ. It was Kirk Cousins. It was
the top one. Dak was in conversations for a while, but he didn't.
Yeah, but then he got paid.
I feel like something I'm missing.
He was going to be a free agent.
Kirk Fields. Trying to think of who else.
You said Hurts was going to be a free agent.
No, he got paid before.
Oh.
I don't know. But whatever. Derek Carr.
Beaver looks ass and good in some games.
Derek Carr had a good game. Obviously, Jason Hill, we talked about him. 3 rushing touchdowns.
This reminded me like the first week 1 or 2 Saints.
And dude, Van Stankel, what the hell his name is, the guy who was on the Chiefs, he's been going off the last 2 weeks. So
Scalding or whatever.
Yeah, I cannot pronounce his name.
Scalding.
Good. First coaching job for the Saints, and he already got a win. That's cool. That's the Jets coach got his first win, and with the Texans, we already saw how he's playing out. So let's just relax a bit. It was the Browns,
yes.
But Saints, they're just the epitome of mid. And honestly, that's one of those frustrating things to be. Like I'd rather just be terrible. I know I'm terrible, or be great. I know I'm great, and just be mid. Never know what my team is.
Yeah. You don't want to be stuck in purgatory.
Yeah, because then you can't decide on rebuild or you have the team. It's just like it's rough. All right, let's go to our next teams. Satan has lost. Satan has lost.
Finally. Thank you, Buffalo. Josh fucking Allen.
Finally.
Oh my gosh. And then Mahomes had 2 interceptions?
Yeah.
Josh Allen. Well, one of them was kind of last minute one, but yeah. Josh Allen, America's hero. But by the way, Mahomes was having a good game. I will say that. Before
he had 2 touchdowns, 3 touchdowns.
Thank you, Josh Allen. I know you're a division rival, but I do not care. You are America's hero. America's
The problem with this is Allen is 0-3 against Mahomes in the postseason.
They always do this. They've beaten them in a regular season so many times.
Got to see Josh Allen. If you
gotta do this in the playoffs.
In the playoffs,
I mean, he's technically already done.
You play them in the playoffs. Please beat them.
Well, you know what I love about this? And listen, I'm not the biggest fan of their coach in general, but I will say what I loved. It was 4th and 2 or whatnot, and you go for it, and you get the touchdown right then and there. This is what the Bucs should have done. What a lot of teams should have done, because we all understand that the Mahomes black magic is going to win.
Yeah,
it's inevitable. You cannot give them that ball back. So you just, even if you lose, and you could have had a chance to win, at least you lose on your own accord. You don't lose because of Mahomes. And if you win on your own accord. You don't put it up to fate or luck. Because we all know that's usually what it leads up to with the Chiefs.
And if
They,
anybody
so they
can make
took
that
it in their own
fourth
hands.
down play,
Josh Allen goes on a great run.
he freaking runs through guys.
I thought he had been tackled after the first down. Goes all the way for the touchdown.
I was
Gets it
like,
in.
oh my god, they're gonna lose when he actually. I was like,
it was amazing to see. So yeah, great win by the Bills. They're one of the best teams. I think they're probably the best team in the AFC right now.
They just took that one seed if the Chiefs lose again.
Look, the Bills, they got to win Super Bowl at one point. Will it be this year?
Maybe it has to. I mean, it should be.
Well, could be this year.
We still have to win.
They got to beat the Chiefs. If they don't beat the Chiefs,
you have to get that monkey off your back.
Yeah. But yeah, they got to beat the Chiefs.
Yeah, but Bills.
Unless the Chiefs somehow lose in the freaking second round to somebody else. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see how the Bills, how that whole thing goes. Because they're always a great regular season.
Because if they play the Steelers, I want the Steelers to win. Like if the play.
Yeah, I don't want the Steelers being first round exit. But yeah, so good game, a really fun game. And the Chiefs, I think they'll win the AFC. They got an easy enough schedule, and they're a great team. But yeah, good game. Happy to see the Bills.
It's good that Josh Allen didn't get all hyped up because he knows he's done this before.
No Mahomes meltdown this time, so that was
good.
Yeah. Seahawks finally beat the Niners.
Geno Smith finally beats the Niners on this
for about damn time.
Thank you.
5-1, 1-5 against Brock Purdy. Congrats. Sorry. Niners are really disappointing. Really disappointing this year.
They had to win this game.
I don't even like the Niners all that much, but
I don't either.
I definitely don't want to see this team go out like this, especially now. Yeah, you play against Green Bay, which was a win. That was a game I was conflicted about. Now we got Brock Purdy and
I was actually excited for the game, but now Packers have to win that game.
Which we'll get to later, obviously. But yeah, first off, I want to start with McCaffrey's been a bit disappointing. Run-wise, he's still getting a lot of receiving, a lot of nice rushing, but he's just not explosive. We saw him last year. I know he's just getting back, but I'm still not seeing enough of him. Brock Purdy with a mid-game. Tebow Samuel was locked up. Geno Smith was pretty bad until that one rushing touchdown. And he goes, go to sleep. All right, buddy. You're going to be cut next year. Relax.
You do the Steph Curry.
Kenneth Walker played good. And Jackson Smith, he was doing the Curry,
Geno Smith.
After you got the touchdown.
You're 1-3 against the Niners. Congrats. Or 1-4.
I mean, it is kind of funny because it is in San Francisco.
But yeah, if I was a San Francisco fan before, you would not be sleeping that night. But what was I gonna say? Jackson Smith. I'm not gonna say he's wide receiver one, but that guy, holy moly,
he could be. But they got.
The thing is, when you get this is what I say. When you have a great receiver, two great receivers like Puka and Kupp, or AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, or Odell and Tyreek Hill, it doesn't really matter who is 1 and 2. Because what matters is you're going to have two corners line up against these guys, right? And one of them are going to get open. Now you can swap. One will be double teamed. Because if one's double teamed, other one will get open. If the other one's double teamed, other one will get open. It doesn't matter what position they're at. When you have two things that they're good, Devontae Smith and AJ Brown could switch wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2 right now. They would still put up the same amount of stats they have now. Because both those guys didn't get open. So when you have great receivers, it doesn't really matter as much as people make it out to be who's wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2. What really matters is that both these guys are going to ball out. Both of them are great. Yeah. So about Jackson Smith, he's still on a contract for 2 years. So Seahawks get a quarterback and do something with this, because
they have so much potential. They have really.
I just disagree with the coaching thing. I know he was getting older, but
they could have kept him.
I mean, he's still there, but he's in a front office role or whatever.
Barely.
But the Seahawks team has so much potential. They just need to fix some things.
Yeah, you got DK and on JSN. You got Noah Fant at tight end. You got Walker at running back.
Yeah.
Problem is quarterback and
Walker will obviously retire soon, but he's still a really good receiver.
Offensive line, their tackles are just not good.
Oh yeah, their guards are their center because Williams just retired.
Oh yeah, he
And
just retires like mid-season.
They're supposed to have
They're-
2 good
they're-
No,
quarterbacks.
listen. I don't watch all the game. I don't know everything. I like to hear
Yeah.
what the fans have to say because I feel like they're a lot more in tune. Like because it makes me saying like, if I was not a Giants fan, would I be saying all the bonehead things that people are saying about Spark? Like, oh, they let Saquon walk and all this bone crap here.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally had to argue my brother about that yesterday. I was catching up with him. He's like, "Oh, you guys really let?" I'm like, I had to educate him, and also I had to remind him that the Giants beat the Seahawks. He's a Seahawks fan. But anyway, would I be inclined with what the fans saying? Because some fans are biased, right? I admit that.
Yeah.
But they're also a lot more in tune. They pay a lot more attention. So the Seahawks have thrown, like, has had 7 missed center snaps where it goes over their head or just dropped and just been bad. And now they have a rookie center who did it again in the Niners game. So a lot of people say they need center right away. I look and I see a lot of Seahawks fans defend. They're like, oh, he actually was really good that game. It was just one bad play. This guy will be our future. So I don't know. I really don't know. But what I will say is, even if it's one good game by a center, he was a backup and he just had a bad play in a big game. I say they need a whole new offensive line. Center, guard, tackle. It's just a bad offensive line. You also need a new quarterback. Geno Smith is awful. And you also, besides that, you got to beef up your secondary. I mean, it's pretty weak. I mean, you could say, what's the guy's name?
They're
Woodland.
supposed to have good 2 corners. Yeah, freaking Woolid and then Witherspoon. Yeah, but
Yeah, Kobe Bryant. But like, it's just none of those guys are just strong corner ones. That's the issue.
yeah, they're good to have like as a third or second option.
Yeah, I feel like they need a strong corner one. They got to beef it up their defense because the defense line is supposed to be really good this year. With obviously they got Leonard Williams there still, and they got the new rookie who's a freak. It's not performing as good as I thought it would.
Byron Murphy, who's zone wanted.
So if you get a good quarterback, you spend your offseason money on an or let's say you get a quarterback in free agency, you spend your money on an O-line, and your coach can just his ass a little bit. This team could be good. Will it be super contenders? I don't know. But hey, I'll be happy if I'm a Seahawks fan. You beat the team that's owning you. I'll always feel happy for a team that does that because that's something
You guys haven't been able to beat them ever since Russell Wilson was there. So okay.
How does it feel that Trish? How does it feel that one of your brothers finally beat your abusive dad?
Hey, brothers.
He's a brother, right? You guys both. I mean, that's both your father, right? Oh, you guys like stepbrothers?
Yeah, you guys stepbrothers because you're both.
I mean,
sons of
your dad. I mean, your dad's abusive to both, but at least one stood up against him. Like he finally stood up.
We need to do the same thing.
You guys are just watching in the corner, like go. But sorry, all right, let's move on.
We need to do the same thing. We need to do the same thing.
Oh
my God, Bo Nick.
Oh my God! Now I was talking to Tristan about this the other day.
Yeah.
Falcons might blow this division because if you look at the Bucs schedule, it's not that hard. Their toughest game they have is the Chargers.
Mike Evans back, so
like they get Mike Evans back. They got the Raiders next. They got the Panthers twice. They got to play the Panthers twice and the Saints.
Excuse me. I think you're forgetting that they play Tommy DeVito and Malik Neighbors next week.
Oh yeah, Tommy DeVito.
Oh my God, I'm so scared.
So scary.
I'm sorry. I hate to say this. Guys.
Panthers
had 2 wins last year. What was one of their wins? The Bucs. Panthers are gonna beat them one time. But anyway, let me say this real quick. I want to make a formal apology to Bo Nix right away. Because what I witnessed.
Now people say they want him to be rookie of the year.
That is not wrong to say.
Yeah.
Even though I think Jane Daniels already won that weeks ago. But this is one of the greatest rookie quarterback performances I've seen in a long, long time. 28 and 33. He had 33 passes, only 5 incompletions, 4 passing touchdowns, and he also had 5 rushing yards. I thought he had more than that, whatever. But anyway, phenomenal game. And this guy has been putting up great rushing yards, great rushing touchdowns. He even had a receiving touchdown. And here he is in full display. And you go back to it. You guys look at his Oregon stat too and say, no brainer, this guy was great. You look back at Oregon, he was a highlight. He was phenomenal. People underestimated him, including myself, for the same old scheme of he played bad teams. He was in a good system. It won't translate into the NFL. He's old. He's already old. He should be a second-round pick. I bought into all this. I'm never buying into that thing again. If I see someone with good stats and I see him with my 2 eyes making good plays, I don't give a frick who they're playing. Same thing people are saying in Cam Ward right now. Cam Ward is making some of the greatest passes I've seen in ages in college football. So I don't give a frick what team he's on. I don't give a frick he's on the freaking the Vancouver Buttlickers for all I care. He is making great plays. And let me your Bo Nix, you guys look at his stats. You guys wouldn't believe how good it was. If you play on like LSU or like Alabama with these stats, people remember as one of the greatest college quarterbacks of all time. I forget the stats, but I remember it was something crazy. Let's see here. Hold on a minute. Let me pull it up.
But he didn't get recognition because he was like on a bad college team, or like.
Well, no, Oregon's a great team. That's why he didn't get recognition. They just didn't play.
Oh.
When he played the best teams, he didn't perform as good as he did the rest of the season. And they also accused him of running up the score a lot against bad teams. But with that being said, he made great plays. Like that one play he made against LSU. That was crazy. Let me read you his stats in Oregon real quick.
Yeah, I thought I had already had the Broncos winning, but I didn't think it was going to be a blowout.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I thought they were going to
Falcons' defense is horrible.
Yeah.
So, Bo Nix in 2023, last year in Oregon, he had 45 passing touchdowns with 3 interceptions. Granted, you only played 10 games or 11 games in college, and 45 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Now, the year before that, he placed third in Heisman. Year before that, he didn't have other great years. They weren't the best. But this guy, I think we got to stop buying through the same old lie of you're not this because you're that. If you see a guy performing like that, showing talent like that, you draft him. And say what you want about Sean Payton. He did it. We made fun of him for it, and he was right. With this being said, I want to talk about other players. First off, Broncos could have put up 10 points. They put up 3 field goals. At the end of the day, the Falcons beat themselves. Kirk Cousins with a disaster class. As I said, it would happen. He just cannot do good against good defenses. We see it time and time again. We saw Michael Penix come in for a little bit. He did a little something. Bijan Robinson, they are so good at stopping the run. The secondary is phenomenal. They're great into the quarterback. The defense is just great. So yeah, there's nothing more I can even say about this team that they haven't already proven. So I'm just gonna say Bo Nix definitely in Offensive Rookie of the Year conversations. He just digged himself in a big hole in his first couple of weeks. We all call him Bo Picks.
Falcons are a decent team, so they beat a.
If he just didn't even start the first 2 weeks, he would be the front runner because
those first 2 weeks were bad for a quarterback standpoint.
He get that win. Especially with the accolades, where you look at the receiving touchdown he had, the rushing touchdowns he's had.
Yeah,
so he actually has it. I mean, the fact you have a receiving, rushing, and passing touchdown all as a rookie.
He doesn't even have like a full-on like wide receiver one either. Like real.
Yeah, Cortland Sutton is pretty overrated, and he's probably gonna get let go next year.
He's good, but like we're not putting him in top 10 or top 15.
Or even there's all the 20. Games. No, Evan's not here. Evan is not here, but
I watched this game. I watched the full game because I always watch, the nighttime games, the Sunday night, Thursday night, Monday night. Bengals aren't going to the playoffs. I'm sorry.
They lost it.
And that sucks because we need Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase in the playoffs. Because imagine an AFC playoffs with Joe Burrow, Pat Mahomes, Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, C.J. Stroud, Justin Herbert, and Russell Wilson. That would be stacked. That would be so freaking cool. But unfortunately, since his defense sucks, he's terrible.
The thing is, they didn't even play that bad. The game. Yeah, they benched him.
Now we saw Josh Newton out there for a little bit. He was from TCU. They have something in there with him. I thought he was actually pretty solid in the second half. He was actually doing good in coverage. But they let J.K. Dobbins get wide open touchdown in the end. Also, cut McPherson. He is terrible. Oh my gosh.
Money Mac, baby.
Dude,
which would have gotten them the lead.
if he just made one of those field goals, they're winning this game. That's the
Like-
problem.
That's not true. They were down by. They would even
make
both
two
of
of
those
them.
would have lost.
And then this offensive line, Burrow's getting sacked left and right, so he can't even get a throw off. Like, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Like, this
Okay.
Jamar Chase is having a legendary.
Whenever I talk about the Bengals, I talk the longest because this is one of the most frustrating teams, and we've seen this before. People are saying this is the best, worst team of all time. That's not true. We've seen this many times. We've seen this with Justin Herbert. We've seen this with the Chargers back then. With Phillip Rivers. We saw this with Drew Brees and the Saints. So it happens. I mean, even if you look back in the Chargers in 2010, they're the number one offense in the NFL and the number one defense in the NFL, and they still missed the playoffs.
Dude, how is that even possible?
We had the Giants in 2015. We had the number 8 offense. We went toe-to-toe, almost made the comeback against the Panthers in 2015. We almost beat the undefeated Patriots when they're undefeated at the time. We missed the playoffs miserably because our defense was the worst in the NFL. And you know what it is? It comes down to full team. People understand this. Joe Burrow cannot win the team on his own, and Jamar Chase can win it on. No, it's so unfortunate. The fact that they're having the best season of their career, and I believe this. I think they're great players. They'll have a great career for the rest of their career. I think it's probably the best we're ever going to see them as a duo or even individually. Because what they're doing right now, Jamar Chase is putting up MVP status as a receiver, and
he literally has like 10 or 11 touchdowns right now.
Clear-cut MVP. If it wasn't for Lamar Jackson, be one of the greatest NFL players you've ever seen, greatest athletes you've ever seen in human existence. So it's just so unfortunate because I know I hate Jamar a lot, but I do love him as a player. I do. He's explosive. He's fun. And what he did for LSU was great. And you already know I love Joe Burrow. And I love the duo. I love the dynamic. All right.
Yeah. So that's kind of true. You've seen.
But before I even get into the whole issue, I'm just going to read their stats right off this game. Joe Burrow with 356 yards, 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. You go to Jamar Chase. He had a slower game with the receiving yards. He was double teamed. We also had 2 receiving touchdowns.
Now he has 11 touchdowns this year.
148 yards, 1 touchdown. He almost had the 1 Hail Mary. Listen, the problem with this team is actually a lot more simple than people don't understand. It's not just a coach. It's not just a kicker. It comes down to full team success. This team, when Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase were on rookie contract, had an okay defense, right? That's what they spend their money on, an okay defense. What happened? They went to the Super Bowl, almost won the Super Bowl. Next year, go to an AFC Championship, and almost won. You could argue could have won.
Yeah.
And then the third year, you go into injuries, and a backup quarterback comes in, and you guys still almost make the playoffs. And Jamar Chase eclipsed 1,000. So, with missing games, with a backup quarterback, primarily the season, and Joe Burrow was hurt from the beginning. What happened in that span, though? Burrow got paid $55 million, and Jamar has to get paid. Okay. So, this is the problem. First off, just back to 2021, they had a terrible offensive line. Joe Burrow was sacked 50 times. Way worse than it is right now.
Yeah, he's the most sacked quarterback in the NFL.
Well, then they're going to say, oh, it's the offensive line. Joe Burrow was playing a shell of himself. He was great in 2021. He was a shell of what he is right now. Same for Jamar, even though he had a great year. But one of the best rookie years of all time. Statistically, one of the best. They're underperforming what they are now. They're in the Super Bowl and almost won. Could have won right offensive line, and someone could maintain the freak of Aaron Donald and Odell. But their defense had Jesse Bates, had DJ Reader, and has solid corners and a solid defense. That defense was not that great. I think it was like the 17th ranked defense. I don't even remember. But it was not as great. It wasn't an elite defense. But that's all Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase needs. Yeah. They need that. And I'll capitalize that need. No, they cannot just go win a Super Bowl on their own. without a good defense. And no team can. Matter of fact, I think defense are far more impactful than an offense.
That's what they say.
Look at the
Defense wins
Steelers.
championships.
Look at the Steelers.
Yeah.
Go look at the 86 Giants. They went 15-1. Well, 14-2. Lost 2 games. Won the Super Bowl.
Still
Beat the Broncos.
won all their freaking.
Look at the 1990. Look at the 1990 Giants. Another Giants team.
Yeah.
We beat one of the best offenses in NFL history in the Bills. One of the most greatest offenses ever. They are the no huddle offense. It was phenomenal what they were doing that year. We stopped them. We kept them to like barely any points, and the kicker missed it. Got lucky there, but still, defense wins championships. Offense keeps you in games. It doesn't win you a game. At least, because you would say, oh, but what if they put on a game-winning drive? If you have a good defense, there is no game-winning drive. That's the point.
Yeah, they give you a chance.
And you'll say, okay, but in offense, if you have a great offense, you also need a game-winning drive. Yeah, but if they have a good defense, then you're just screwed. So at the end of the day, it comes down to defense. They're defending what needs to be done. If it's both defended right, it comes down to them.
Why do you think Tom Brady came back for the 28-3 lead? Because that defense stopped them every time.
Exactly. That was a simultaneously great process by both. But that defense, because obviously Matt Ryan for a touchdown, he had that fumble. Hightower had the fumble. So yeah, Bengals. The biggest problem with them is you have Jamar, who's so good, and you have Burrow, who's so good. We all know you should keep Chase. Because before the season, I said, all right, I know what has to be done. Jamar's a great receiver, top 3, top 5. You just had to let him go, or else his team's just never going to win. I wish I could say that's my same position, and maybe that is still right. The way he's playing, I just cannot see you at least even attempting, even if it's not the rightest move, attempting to try to build around these two guys. Not even just because he's a great player. These guys have been playing since college. Yeah. We're on the greatest college football team of all time.
They have that chemistry.
He won Heisman with him in college. Won a championship with him in college. Went undefeated with him in college. Wins Rookie of the Year with him in the NFL. Goes to Super Bowl in his rookie year in the NFL. Do what they're doing right now. Leading passing yard leader, leading passing touchdown leader, leading receiving yard, receptions, receiving touchdowns. This duo is one of the greatest quarterback receiver duo in modern history.
Yeah.
I can't think of anyone better in history. He's better than Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. It's better than
you just see their chemistry.
It's better than I'm trying to think of other ones. It's better than all these guys that they're in history. That's Bryant and Tony Romo, easily.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you could even compare these stuff to like. All right, I'm not gonna go there. Never mind. I was about to say something a bit obscure. But what I'm saying is, this is so good, and you got to hold that together. The issue is the NFL is a business. People care more about the money than the rings, and I understand that. I get that. I'm not saying these guys don't give a frick about the NFL. They don't care about the frick about winning. They clearly do. If you pay Jamar Chase $40 million per year, which guarantees what he's going to ask, whether he wants it now, he wants it next year, it doesn't matter if he wants it in 2 years, 3 years. You're going to have to pay that man at one point. Evan was trying to tell me something, and he's not in here right now. And me and him be arguing if it was in here right now. But he was trying to say, okay, Jamar's 5th-year option is this year. We don't have to pay him, and we can give him his 5th-year option, and we can pay him next year, and then we could get our defense this year, and then we win the Super Bowl. I'm like, okay, not only are you gambling on your cap space for one season, second off, you can't spend money of your cap space on defense this year and then expect you to pay Jamar $40 million and Trey Hendrickson, whatever the hell he wants, because if they don't pay Jamar this year, you're going to pay him next year. That's the same year Trey Hendrickson gets his contract. So let's say this. You don't pay Jamar now, right? You get him the 5th-year option, right? Then you go all out on defense. Even if you win a Super Bowl, what's the cost? Because now you had no cap to pay Jamar or Trey. You're going to pay these guys at one point if you want to keep them, and that's going to be in the next 1 or 2 years. So now you have to make a decision. First decision, clear as day, get rid of the coach. Not even a question for me. Number two comes in free agency. That's when you have to do 1 or 2 things. Let Jamar go, keep T. Higgins, go all out on defense, build around Joe Burrow and T. Higgins. Either that. Option number 2, You keep Joe Burrow. You have to either trade Trey Hendrickson or let him go. You're going to have to free up cap space, a lot of cap space. You're going to have to let a lot of your stars go for the greater good. And you're going to have to keep everything almost go in a rebuild with just Jamar and Burrow. Give Jamar his fifth-year option. Spend your money wisely, but also go off in there and spend and get an offensive line, get a secondary, and then in the draft you can replace Trey Hendrickson with one of the edge rushers that I'm sure can fall to him, like James Pierce Jr.
Oh, if they got James Pierce, I'd be so excited.
And then what you can do, you have enough to pay Jamar, and then you have a solid chance getting a Super Bowl. Because then now they don't have to be Superman. Now they can be Superman and blow out teams, or they can just be solid and they can still win games. Now, will that really last as long? No, because you're still not going to have an elite defense with those two guys. But you'll have a solid chance, because no receiver never in NFL history has there been a top 5 most paid quarterback and top 5 most receiver on the same team getting paid simultaneously ever win a Super Bowl. Never happened. You know why Tom Brady won some Super Bowls? He took the pay cuts. You know, took the pay cuts. Or you know why? Mahomes didn't get his contract when Tyreek Hill was on his paid contract. And then when he did the guy's contract, let Tyreek Hill go, and then they build around Mahomes, and they won more rings. What were we saying about the Chiefs? Stupid. They're not going to a ring. What happened?
They're going to go downhill. They won one after that.
2 more rings.
By the way, bro,
won one right after they left
the same thing. Same thing. Bro could do more than that. I'm fully convinced he is clutch. I'm fully convinced he is a great quarterback. I'm fully convinced he can get it done.
Yeah.
He does not need Jamar Chase. And Jamar Chase doesn't need him. So why are we spending half our cap on a team if it's not going to go anywhere? Yeah, they'll put up great stats.
If they get rid of Chase.
The thing is, if they would have paid Mahomes the big contract they gave him, right, and they paid Tyreek Hill, they would not have won those 2 Super Bowls. They would not have won it. And they're great. But I'm telling you right now, they won the 2 Super Bowls for what? For one main reason. It's Mahomes' magic, number one, and it's defense. We all know it was defense. Defense stepped up in 2023. One of the best defense performances we've seen now.
Yeah, one of the best.
9-1 because of their defense. 2022, that they were in games because of their defense. Maybe not the Super Bowl, because Eagles were really good offensively that year.
Yeah.
And don't get me wrong, the Mahomes, he won 2 Super Bowls with bum receivers. Joe Burrow can do that. If Joe Burrow can put up 30 points with any receiver.
Joe Burrow needs good
Burrow can put up 30 points with any receiver in the NFL.
And
if his defense can allow like under 20 points, or if his defense can allow 10 points, that right there is a championship Bengals team. And they do not need Jamar Chase for that championship. If Jamar's willing to take a pay cut, that'll be a miracle come true. I'm telling you that will never happen. And it's unfortunate that he's like that. And I'm not going to blame him individually, because a lot of players do that. And that's just the name of the game today. A lot of players don't understand the consequence of that. So I guess I can't blame him. I blame the modern culture of the NFL of it being greedy and care more about money than wins. It's a culture they get built up into. It's nothing that they just how they are. So that's enough of this rant. I ran about this team way too much time because it's really frustrating. I do want them to be good. I don't hate the Bengals. I sometimes I root against them because Evan pisses me off, but I do like this team. I do love Burrow, and I do want to see them succeed. I just do not. This season is proving my point I've been making for years, with not just the Bengals, but with teams in general. Sometimes super teams have to go and rebuild. That's what the Bengals got to do, because they're a super team. They are. The defense not good. I don't care. You have the number 1 sack leader, number 1 pass leader, number 1 receiving leader. That's a super team. That's a super trio.
And you're still below 500.
Yeah. Look, all the 3 main guys are leading.
And guys, I know they'll say the
can't
coach,
cover anybody. You can't cover guys.
If you guys just change your coach and kicker and just go out with the exact same team next year and just hope for the best, you're just putting a Band-Aid on the real issue. It's like you have a bullet wound, you put a Band-Aid on it. It might win a couple more games. You're not going to get a deep playoff run, because at the end of the day, when the game matters, when you're going to play the best teams in the NFL and they have a good defense and you don't, that's going to cost the game. Because what's going to happen is your offense is going to be good enough to keep you in the game, but your defense is going to be bad enough to lose the game. It happens time and time again, and it's proven it right now. No coach, no freaking anything will change that. That does not work. and this is not even just my opinion. This goes beyond like even just logic in general, or just looking back on history. I've already said this step before, and it's crazy. It sounds crazy to say, no top 5 quarterback, top 5 most paid, not number 1, not number 2, not number 3, not number 4, number 5, top 5 that ever won a Super Bowl simultaneously on the same contract. Burrow's number 1, and well, Dak, I forgot about Dak's contract, but he's practically number 1, and Jamar wants to be number 1 by a landslide. I hear he wants to break Justin by 40, maybe 45. God knows. And by the way, people saying we're going to let his contract sit for a while. First off, it's not going to do that. Even if that is going to happen, all you're going to do is build cap issues, try to build a team before he gets his money, and you can't pay him. And then, by the way, you're dead going to be able to pay him when receivers market goes up and up and up. Look how much the receiving market is going up. But in 2 years, receiving market will be $50 million by just average. Tomorrow after like $70 million. Just forget about it. You have to make your decision. You should have traded T. Higgins when you had the chance. You didn't do it. Now you have to make a decision.
For defense player.
Exactly. It makes zero sense for this team. This offseason, you gotta make next season. You gotta make a decision. It's a free road option. You pay Jamar, you make your decision to keep him, and you go into luck mode. That's really what it is. It's luck. Or let Jamar go, you take T. Higgins for less money, you build around Burrow in a slower rebuild.
Not a bad idea.
Slower rebuild. Okay? Which, by the way, if you were able to trade Jamar, that would be huge. But now I don't think you even can. Maybe you can, but if you don't have your option, I'm not sure how that works. The third option is you let T and Jamar go, and you go into a full complete rebuild. New coach, new rookies, get younger, developed players, and start going all in on defense. Forget all offense, because we already know Burrow can get it done. This is what I would do. Have it where you're not worrying about your defense anymore. Have it where you're worried about your offense. Of like, get to the position where the I don't know, Justin Herbert's in. And you don't want that. Yeah, you do. Because if you're in a position where it's like, man, if only Herbert had a receiver, only Herbert had this, only had an offensive line. Look at him now. 13 touchdowns, 1 interception. These things take time, folks.
Yeah.
Talking about a Super Bowl. There's 32 teams, spends years strategizing any players to get one goal. It's the hardest championship to win in American sports. There's no 4 games. It's 1 game to win it all. You got to go on 4-game winning streak.
Best team to lose that game. You don't get another chance.
Win a Super Bowl. Now you have to make a playoffs. You have to go on a 4-game winning streak against the best teams in the NFL. When all eyes are on you. That's what you have to do.
Best team can lose that 1 game. And they don't get
sometimes
another chance.
free. Sometimes free. You win that, but it's not easy.
Yeah.
And like I said, it could be prime Brady and prime Randy Moss. It still wouldn't matter. And by the way, that happened, and look how that turned out. And that was more of a defensive. And you know why I lost that game? Defense. Yeah. Our defense, in particular. Imagine if we just blew our money on some star receiver we had. We didn't get our defense. Yeah, we put more points. We put more points than the Patriots would have did that game. Hell no. We would have lost the game in embarrassing fashion. We wouldn't even make the Super Bowl to be, if I'm being completely honest. This is what I mean. If I'm the Bengals, what I would do, since Steelers has asked for a lot of money, I would try my best to trade Jamar Chase. I would say, hey, you want to take a pay cut? We can pay you later on. We can give you a pay rise later on when we get the team around us. But we understand it's not going to work with your cap and Burrow's cap at the same time. If he doesn't like that, then he has to hit the road. I'm sorry, he's a great receiver. He'll be great somewhere else. Like if he goes to a team that with a quarterback on a contract that can win the Super Bowl, I'm sorry, it just doesn't work. It's never going to happen. I don't think it'll ever happen. The only way it would happen if you get really lucky, because that means you have to draft like 7 rounds of just great defense players and they're all on rookie contract and they're all great, and then you just win. But I've been talking about this game for like 30 minutes. Let's just move on.
Yeah.
I would say Ladd McConkey, great game.
Because T. Higgins you could be a wide receiver 1, so if they got rid of Jamar Chase, I don't think it'll be a problem.
And we got to talk about the Monday night game too.
Oh God, jeez.
You disrespect my family. You disrespect my football team. No more Cowboys. No more.
The Italian stallion is back.
Another one of Dak's sons right here. Sorry.
All right. Let me say this real quick. can't even talk about this without talking about what happened today, Daniel Jones. So I think I'm just going to save this whole speech later on. But all I will say is I'm very happy with him starting. And I don't care if he sucks or he's not or whatever. He brings so much fun and he unites the fan base. And like I said, there's a whole Drew Lock thing. Like I can't talk about this thing without talking about Daniel Jones. So I'm just gonna wait.
He just brings that energy. Like you guys don't care if you lose or not. It's like he just brings that energy to the team.
Well, this is like I said, it's so hard to talk about without talking about Daniel Jones, and I'll just get to that later. All I'm saying is I'm happy with this decision, but I just got a lot to say, and we'll just get to that later. Okay. No, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy.
I fucking hate this team so much.
Oh my gosh.
You want to be America's team, but you can't even freaking beat the other Texas.
There are a couple of fights in this game.
Well,
yeah, like the audience and the roof. That was one fight.
You know it's bad when our whole freaking stadium starts falling apart.
I don't think the Texans were that good.
They're not even that good because we suck.
It was kind of close until like the second half, but
dude, we are the worst.
I'm sorry, this is worse than the 2020 Cowboys.
But yeah, Cowboys still winless.
Because it was understandable why we had a bad defense.
Well, I'm being honest. If this was your team from week one, you guys would probably have like one win at best.
Yeah, we're not. The only team we're gonna beat is probably the Giants somehow because it's the Giants. We're definitely not beating the other teams.
Okay, so it's probably the Giants, but not probably the Panthers. Like, what the frick?
Well, we haven't won against the Panthers yet. I thought you were just talking about the teams we won against so far.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about.
Well, yeah, we're probably gonna lose to the Panthers.
Nice young legacy game.
But anyways, I fucking hate this team so much. Like, how you want to be America's team, but you can't even beat.
The bad part for me is I'm at a point where I feel like I have to root for the Cowboys because like I don't want them to be bad and get a good player.
Are we trying to like freaking go all the way and get like Travis Hunter or something? Is that how bad we're gonna get?
But do you really
I don't think we're gonna get that high of a pick.
But look, we're terrible. Like,
yeah, it's
like, this game was actually fun at first. I mean, not really fun
you can't even fix the problem in free agency because you have no money because you paid it all to CD and Dak.
Dude, this is what should have happened. I'm telling you right now. You should have paid Derrick Henry in the free agency, and you should have kept CeeDee Lamb's contract the same. It's all right. Yeah. Do not pay Dak. Let him play out the year. And this is the year he has. This is the year he has. Let's say the exact thing happens, right? But Derrick Henry's going off, right? Okay. Yeah. Now I can draft Shedeur Sanders on a rookie contract for 4 years. I can bring his dad, Deion Sanders, to be my new head coach. And I have Derrick Henry. And make matters better, I can actually repay Micah Parsons. And if I'm even happier, I can even have a little extra cash to fix my damn roof.
Yep.
Like that's what should have happened. Imagine 2025 Cowboys right now with Shedeur Sanders, Deion Sanders. You have Derrick Henry, you have CeeDee Lamb, Micah Parsons still on the team. By the way, I think he's good as gone. Not only does not want to be there, they have no money for him.
You want to go to another team.
That would not only change the whole culture with the whole Sanders business and Derrick Henry. It would also just be a hell of a good team and honestly be a championship level team, even though that team's cursed. This team has to go into a rebuild. By the way, the worst thing about going into rebuild when you're supposed to be a super team is the fact that you have to deal with so much contracts that should not be contracts.
Yeah, because we're supposed to be a good team.
Now you have to rebuild in like draft picks, not free agency.
Yeah,
and that is rough.
But going back to the game, we let Nico Collins score a touchdown on the first play. I mean, it didn't count.
Was that Joe Mixon or Barry Sanders? I couldn't tell.
Dude, we made him look like Barry Sanders. Dude, he was beating on us like he beats women. But anyways.
Bro.
That's what he...
Bro, what's here? What's up, Evan?
About damn time.
Bro, I told you I was going to be late, bro.
Touchdown.
I didn't even be that late.
Well, my damn fault. I said I may even miss it.
All right, well, we're going to go to the chase. Are you having a good day?
2 damn hours.
Hold on. Are you having a good day?
Yeah, I know you're going to show me the Bengals game. Yeah.
I mean, we just spent 30 minutes talking about it.
Yeah, I went into a big thing of what the Bengals should do.
Me and Noah ranted about it.
Yeah. All right. What do you think the Bengals should do? Sell the team, right? Freaking trade everyone. Full on rebuild, right?
No. What I think you gotta do? You guys gotta do one or two things. You have three options. You go into, and I'm not gonna say what you gotta do for these options. I'm gonna say the options. You can figure out what to do for these options in general. One of them is do something and then hope for luck. Number two is go in a soft rebuild. Number three is go into a full rebuild. Now, how these things fall into place? The luck one is you pay Jamar and you hope for luck that you can have the scraps of money to get a star player that just falls into your hands and draft good players that happen to be good. Or you go into a soft rebuild. And this would be something like letting Jamar go, but you keep T. Higgins and you save cap and you start building a defense. Or you could even make the argument to trade Trey Hendrickson and then draft the edge rusher in the draft, and then you have more money because then you're going to pay him a lot in like 2025 or 2026. And then the full rebuild is let T and Jamar go, and then you just fully start rebuilding the defense. Because this is what I said. Remember when Tyreek Hill, when Mahomes signed his rookie contract, and he had Tyreek Hill, they won Super Bowl and everything.
Mm-hmm.
They let Tyreek Hill go, and they paid Mahomes his money. They won 2 more rings. So the same would have been happened with Burrow. I believe that.
Listen.
Because listen,
I know we're 4-7.
Andy Reid knew. Let me just finish this real quick.
Here's the thing, though. I know we're 4-7. I know we're 4-7, but you think you just look at our record and say, oh, they're a 4-7 team. When
what happened?
I don't know.
Sorry, hold on. Sorry. We're a 4-7 team, but if you look at the actual games, you look at how we're competing against teams, and you look at how we've competed against teams past. We are a good team that has had some bad luck. They need to change a few pieces in this offseason. Now, you can make all the excuses you want, saying we need to go on a full rebuild. I don't care what you think, but the only thing I care about. The only thing I care about is this team is still a Super Bowl contending team. Not this year.
Okay, Evan. Okay, hold on. Let me just say something real quick.
Phone.
Hold on. This is just sad that you're going down to this state. I understand, and I'm fully confident this team can compete against any team in the NFL. This team can beat and lose to any team in the NFL.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm saying is, you can't have that flip coin mentality if you want to win the Super Bowl of we might win, we might be the Chiefs, we might lose to the Patriots, it's a give or day. No, it just does not work that way. Matter of fact, no quarterback or receiver top 5 paid simultaneously ever won Super Bowl in 60 years. And every time I say that, you never give me a real argument besides a joke. So I'm gonna say it again. And by the way, this is not going to be the 5th paid or the 5th paid. Jamar wants to shatter the record in his own words. He wants to get paid a lot. And by the way, if you want to don't pay him now, fine. That's a good option. Well, let's just dump your cap to somewhere else where you can't pay him later on. Have the wide receiver market go up even more. Have him ask even more. By the way, if we would have paid him a while back before his 5th option, it would have been a lot less than it is now. So let me say this. I understand the team can compete against anyone. But when you go to the playoffs, do you understand how hard it is to win a Super Bowl? It's the hardest thing to do in any American sport. It's not a 4-game thing. It's one win or go home. You have to win 4 or 3 straight wins against the best teams in football when they're all playing at their elite level. What I'm saying is defense wins championships. Andy Reid, the greatest coach of all time, in my opinion. What happened with him? He let Tyreek Hill go. Everyone made fun of them. Mahomes won 2 more Super Bowls. You know why? Because he knew if Mahomes gets his money, we're not going to win. Look at their defense. That literally won in 2023 Super Bowl. If Bengals just listen, you can go 2 ways. If Jamar took a pay cut, that would be nice. It's just not going to happen. And I blame him before. I don't blame him now because, like I said, it's not his fault. It's a culture issue. The culture of the NFL is just more money than more wins. That's just the issue of the NFL. I disagree with it, and a lot of players fall in that category, so I can't really blame it because it's just how it works. It's more of a business than a game. It's you can't just go into games of where our defense could allow 40 points. We could lose to the Patriots. That just does not work. And it's not just a few. Listen, a few pieces away now with 70 million less problems you're going to be dealing with soon. Yeah, a few less pieces now when you have not paid Jamar. You're not paid Trey Anderson. Things that those two players right there are the fact that these games are even close in general. You
Okay,
think
the
Joe
Trey
Burrow?
Hendrickson contract will be $4 million after we pay him. We're paying him 18, so $4 million. Let's.
Okay. So sorry. And say, all right. So let me ask you this: You're GM. Are you paying Burrow? Are you paying Jamar this season? And how much are you paying him?
Well, we've already paid Burrow, so I don't know what you mean by that. But
I said Jamar.
you said Joe and Jamar, but okay, whatever. Yeah, I'm paying Jamar 100% this offseason.
All right. And how much? All right. So how much you think you can ask for?
I don't know.
Well, I have a pretty good clue. I would say 40 million. I think makes most sense.
I
He's
think
putting
he's
up
going to
better.
get a little more than Jefferson. I don't think he'll get $5 more million than Jefferson.
Okay, so I'm just gonna say something for you. Two things. He's having the best.
Okay.
3 things
Okay,
actually.
Mr. Know-it-all.
Maybe 4.
All right.
I don't know at all. I actually know common sense. Something you fail to see because you're biased. Number 1, he's a triple crown receiver right now. You are aware of that.
Mm-hmm.
He's putting up MVP stats as a wide receiver. Best career, best season by a Bengal receiver probably ever. Probably the best modern receiver we've seen since him and Justin Jefferson. Probably the best modern receiver we've seen ever. He said his own words. He wants to shatter that record. He wants more than. He doesn't want to pay much more than that. 40 million when he outperforms. I'm telling you, he outperformed Jefferson way more this season. This is what he's going to ask for 40 million. And like I said, 36, 47, 38. These are a lot of money we're talking about. And I'm sure he's going to ask for a lot of guarantee because you guys offer him 45 million. You either offer him the fully guarantee or the guarantee that most players get. He turned it down. So he wants a lot of guarantee money, or at least a reasonable guarantee money. So now you pay Jamar, I want to say 40 million. So now you got $95 million cap space, $95 million per year just by 2 offensive players. And you're telling me these 2 players having the best year, they're probably going to have the best of their whole career, losing games constantly because of their defense against good teams and bad teams.
Here's the thing.
That's
This has been one bad season of Joe Burrow, of Jamar Chase's entire career. And I know people are saying, oh, we're wasting Jamar and Joe's careers after one bad year with them. So I don't care what anybody says. If you look at last year, if you look at this year, we've been competing against good teams. We make improvements to our defense. I'm not saying our defense. Oh my
God!
Our
here you go again. You're failing to understand, dude. You're failing to understand the whole fundamental.
But here's the thing. We let Higgins go.
You don't even understand what the thing is.
We don't have to pay him. That's $20 million. We cut players that need to be cut. That's $58 million without.
And you got to replace those players. With players.
Yeah, exactly. And
exactly, that's my point.
But the thing is, like, Geno Stone, frick that guy, by the way. He'll be replaced by Jordan Battle, young safety on a rookie deal. And then we have the draft, we have free agency to get.
Okay, like I said before, I feel almost like deja vu. Like I used to hear these arguments all the time by Charger fans in 2010s, and it never worked because they never got their head of their ass. You know, at one point they had the number one. I already said it before. They had the number 1 offense, number 1 defense in the NFL, and missed the postseason. It just happens. Listen. You're talking about one player this player that. You understand? And you're saying, oh, we're good before. You're good before without a $40 million problem on your hand every single year. All right? You're failing to understand that this is not just some theory of mine. This has never happened in NFL history. The greatest quarterback wide receiver duos always win before a big contract, or they win before other players have a big contract, or one of them take a pay cut. That's happened every single about any great duo you want. Jerry Rice, Joe Montana, they weren't around when cap space happened, but Calvin.
Wait. What do you mean they weren't around when cap space happened?
There wasn't. You could spend how much money you want in cap before 1986, I believe.
Oh, really?
They had to change it. Yeah, that was so. They actually had to change it because players it was like pay to win, so they had to change it. Where each team has a limited amount of money they can spend, so it's fair.
That was until 1980s.
It was somewhere in the 80s. Yeah. Well, yeah, the NFL actually had 2 strike seasons where it got like strike down because like they couldn't even play. The kicker won MVP. Now, in fact.
Oh yeah, I do know that.
That's because there were about 7 games
more
played the whole season.
deserving than Lamar last year. That's all I'm saying.
All right, bro. All right, but like I was saying, you look at all these great quarterback receiver duos, and they won a lot of Super Bowls. They don't win simultaneously on contract, and the reason for that is because it's a team effort, and we see it, and they keep proving this fact each week by week. Now, yes, they are good enough to keep you in games, but your defense is bad enough to keep you out of games. More bad enough. And defense wins championships. Defense wins games. I always stand by that. Also, one more thing I will say. You're doing this right now with an offseason you spent without $40 million less of cap. Without more issues. And you think this is just going to get magically better? Like I said, Joe Burrow, I already said before, Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase is one of the greatest wide receiver and quarterback duos in NFL history. They're by far in modern history. I already said better than Antonio Brown and Ben Roethlisberger, better than Julio Jones and Matt Ryan. I mean, even back in college, they won a championship, Heisman, undefeated college team, Rookie of the Year, goes to Super Bowl. All this they've done. And I would hate to break that up. But this is more of a decision on their hands than the GM's hand. Because it should be a rule in GM's in the GM strategy. I'm not going to pay a quarterback and receiver that much money at the same time unless I have a great defense with great rookies that can maintain that for a couple of years. And you do not have that even in the slightest. Oh, Jordan Battle. Okay, so like I said, if you want to go down the luck route, I'm fine with that. I'm okay with that. And I understand. If I was you, I would say the same thing because those are your guys. I understand that. But you have to at least admit it's a luck route. It's a luck route. You're going to have a better.
I agree with that.
It's like I said, Joe Burrow, he doesn't need Jamar. Jamar doesn't need him, but he does not need Jamar. He needs a defense. He could do what Mahomes does, and he could do it better. If he had Andy Reid, he could have freaking Kadarius Toney and freaking whoever hell else knows on that roster, and he would win a Super Bowl. I believe that. He's one of the most clutchest quarterbacks I've seen, one of the greatest quarterbacks I've ever seen. And that's probably the greatest he's ever going to be in his career. This is why, if we could stop letting his team be held back by cap, and these guys deserve their money, but they also deserve a ring, and they cannot get both of those. And you can try that, but I'm telling you, we'll look back in 20 years, and it'll be a tragedy story they never won a ring. It'll be the same thing we've seen with the Chargers, how they always got so close, but they never could do it because they had to go for so much coaches, and they had to go for so much freaking cap. Everyone got paid. They didn't know how to strategize, and they didn't follow the rule. I can forget his name. Phillip Rivers, who had MVP type seasons. They had Antonio Gates, LaDainian Thomas. They've had great receivers like Keenan Allen, even when he was on his rookie contract. They have great defenses, like phenomenal defenses. They never won a Super Bowl. And if you ever look back at why, all those guys are paid. And if you go back before, they go to the AFC Championship with these guys on rookie contract, they lose. They blew it when they had a chance. Your guys' chance was to win was in 2021 with Jamar and Burrow. Now your chance is now with luck, not skill, because your skill is there. Now it's on luck. If you want to go down luck and hire a bunch of chump defenses and just hope you guys magically get
that's just not true, though. But okay.
$95 million cap space on 2 offensive players every single year, and you're telling me you're going to build a full 53-man roster or a full 32-man roster? Like, can we just be honest with ourselves here? Just admit it's luck and just move on. Because then I can stop arguing about this because it is luck. And if you don't argue with me, you're arguing against a fact. You're telling me this team's better than
Well, I'll admit it's never been done before.
Yeah, here you go. You're gonna do a joke, and that's fine. But that is just.
I'm not joking. I just said
it's a cop out. You give me your reason. Give me your reason why it would work for you guys and not them. And if you're gonna argue stats with Jamar and Chase, there's been quarterbacks and receivers who had better stats than they have ever had, and they did not win a ring.
All right, here's what I think. And
Marvin Harrison, when he got paid, the Colts barely. The Colts lost 41-0 in the wild card against the Jets. The Jets, 41-0 in the wild card by the Jets. That's what Marvin Harrison and Peyton Manning did.
All right, I don't know the stats like you do. I have a life. Sorry. But I'll say that. I'm sorry, I was fucking looking like an ESPN analyst over here.
Bro, I'm playing. Bro, what I'm saying is common sense, bro. It's not ESPN analysis. Everyone knows if you spend half your cash based on 2 players, it's not going to work out.
All right. Here's what I think. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, they're the only pieces we need for an offense. Now we can spend some money on defense, like let Higgins walk 100%. Let Gesicki walk. Let all these pieces walk. We can
So let's
carry.
screw offensive line. You don't
You're
need
gonna have
offensive
no
line.
tight end. Okay.
No offensive line.
No. We have a rookie.
Hey, Evan.
tight end, Mark
Oh, hold on.
Owens
I have one
is
thing to say. Remember when Jamar had one of the greatest rookie years of all time, and Burrow was an MVP candidate, and they were in the Super Bowl going off, and they lost because of what reason? Oh, that's right. Aaron Donald sacks him. Oh, offensive line. The most important piece. The most important piece
quarterback
to
in the
NFL.
NFL.
They're the most
I'm not
offensive.
saying
A receiver
saying
only goes
get a bunch
offensive
of
line.
buns.
A
I'm saying
quarterback only
draft
goes offensive line,
line.
and a running back. Oh yeah, just draft. That's it. That's luck. That is luck. You're lucking out.
That could be.
You're
luck
hoping that you just pick up a good draft player and he goes on a rookie contract. All 7 rounds are just great players, and
No,
you
not
just
all
get a
7
roster.
rounds.
Well, you're gonna need more players than that because what else is gonna be? You're gonna be chumps in the free agency because you're not gonna be able to pay them big money.
We have our left tackle for 3 years, Orlando Brown Jr. He's great. We have our left guard who we're gonna move on from this year.
How much time has Burrow sacked this game?
Our center, we have 8. We have on an 8-year. Oh no, sorry, $8 million a year. Right guard Alex Kappa, he's gonna be gone, and then we have Mims. So and then tight end wise, like I love Gesicki, but move on from him. And then you have
What happens when those O-line needs? What happens when those O-line needs a contract and Joe Burrow and Jamar Chase are getting paid $95 million per year? Are you just gonna put like a bucket for like a rainy day or
then do it? Kansas City do they are perfect at moving on from players at the right time and getting replacements.
this is the right time, dude. Look at your freaking team. Look at everything. You think Jamar's gonna get better than this? By the way, I want to ask you a question. Can you guys trade Jamar in the free agency
this year?
Yeah, I'm not sure how that works with the 5th year option.
You can trade him this year,
dude. All right, now I'm fully confident you guys gotta trade him, dude. The value can for Jamar. Oh my gosh, you could probably get like a star rookie. You could get a rookie receiver in the draft and a star defensive player in the draft and a rookie contract, dude. That'd be a Super Bowl bound by far. I just don't get. I know you love Jamar, and I love him as a player too. But like I said,
he took that back.
No, I almost slipped up. But look, even me, even if how much I love Jamar, if I was a Bengals fan, I could even recognize this. If this is prime Odell, even I could recognize this.
Okay. Hold on, buddy. Take the prime Odell part back. But yeah,
I'm just saying, dude, imagine you get. Oh God, I'm a frozen. What do you rather have? No, because I had a genius idea, which probably your dumbass coach probably wouldn't figure out, but I could figure it out pretty easily. What if you trade Jamar to we're just say a team. It doesn't have to worry about the team. Let's worry about that later. Let's say you get that, and you'll probably get 8 wins.
All right. Hold on.
All right, this is what I'm trying to say. This is what I'm trying to say.
Noah.
Listen to this.
Listen to this. Jamar Chase for Dexter Lawrence, Brian Burns, your 1st-round pick, and Malik Neighbors. We'll call it a deal.
I want to trade Jamar for Malik.
Okay, I understand that for the money loss. Yes.
Yeah, if it was a 1 year, yeah, but listen, and by the way, Brian Burns, we overpaid him. But anyway, back to what I was saying. What if you can get a guaranteed lock with your draft picks? You can get Travis Hunter and hold on, and you can get another player like James Pierce Jr. at edge rusher. Which, by the way, I'm hearing that he can.
I want Mason Graham. He's
Okay, so let's say you get like a 1st-round pick. You trade Jamar with a 1st-round pick, and then you spent your 2nd round and your other 1st round to go up even more. You get Mason Graham and Travis Hunter, and you might even still have money to pay T. Higgins. Or let's say you even let T. Higgins go, and you just spend more money on a couple other linemen, like one lineman, and then you work on a little bit of your secondary. worked on secondary with so much cap liability you can have. You actually do have quite fair cap, and you can work on.
I like this plan if it includes Travis Hunter. That's all.
Travis. Well, it could be any receiver. There's a great making millions, phenomenal. Like these guys, 4 years of these guys, Joe Burrow. Imagine how much cap you can move around. And by the way, if Jamar goes to a good team with a quarterback on a contract, they're winning a Super Bowl. If he goes to the Patriots, him and Drake make a win a Super Bowl. World, don't talk. I know you're gonna just say something stupid.
What? Let's just tone it down a bit.
What if he goes to the Broncos?
Okay.
Broncos need a quarterback. Broncos need a wide receiver. I meant. Imagine you went to the Broncos. Him and Bo Nix. What if he went to the Commanders? There's a lot of things he could go to. He could go to a team with a rookie contract, a team with a quarterback, or a quarterback that hasn't got paid big yet, and he could be a true Super Bowl. Like that could be a Super Bowl team. Jamar and Burrow could both be in a Super Bowl team separately. Together, it's luck. Great stats. Some of the best stats we'll see in quarterback receiver history. It won't be a Super Bowl team. And if they do, it'll be by luck. Not luck by them, because we already know what they can do with a good or a bad team. Luck by getting good things right and everything going your way, which has not happened. It hasn't happened in 60 years of football. It won't happen magically for the Bengals. And if it does, that is just a 1 in a million chance. And I'm not going to gamble 1 in a million chance on prime Jamar Chase and prime Joe Burrow. I'm not going to do that. It's disrespectful to their career. And you got to save Joe Burrow right now, because I don't want to see this guy being a freaking Drew Brees or another Dan Marino who just never gets a ring, always gets so close. He deserves it more than anyone. And he needs something like that. A roster, not a receiver, a roster, and a coach, and a kicker.
Okay, I agree with the kicker part especially, but
by the way, you want to talk about Money Mac?
Okay, yeah.
Hey,
I actually 100% want to talk about Money Mac, bro. Okay, you know how many damn people have been making fun of me at school all week? I'm not gonna lie. I'm less cocky on. I'm talking to you guys. When I'm at school, I'm messing around, cocky as hell all week, and every time the Bengals lose, like that Monday sucks. So this week was terrible because of the Evan McPherson jokes. But yeah, frick Evan McPherson, I love you, but how? Like, I will always love you for your championship run. I have a poster of you in my damn room. I had to go to sleep. I had to go.
You have a poster?
Sleep. Well, no.
Do you like do what the villain in Incredibles do? He like throws it down. You're like crying at the poster. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
bro. I nearly bit down. It was one kicked in the Kansas City game, but
oh Lord! I remember. I saw the video of that. You're freaking out.
Yeah, I had to go to bed that night looking at that damn poster. Holy frick. It was terrible. But I don't know how he becomes washed at 25. I don't know what happened. I don't know if he can get it back. But all I know, if he doesn't fix it up soon, kicker is a position that you move on from instantly. As soon as they're bad, you move on from them.
Exactly.
I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care how it works. If a quarterback had a few bad games, I mean, nobody's gonna react all like this.
Yeah, like if a kicker was playing like how Mahomes is playing as a position, they would have been gone by now.
Yeah.
Even a kicker won 3 game-winning field goals in the Super Bowl. If they're playing as bad as Mahomes is, like missing so much, like Justin Tucker, but they're not gonna move on for Justin Tucker just because legacy and how much integrity they have for him. But he's probably done this year. If I'm being honest, he should retire at least. I was talking about this before. Tucker, because like I said, the Ravens are not gonna move on from him. I just don't think they have the heart to cut him after all he's done. But I also don't think that they
want. Can you turn your damn Madden out?
Bro, how do I turn it? Damn fine, bro.
Okay.
Let's move on.
We could have damn kicker tryouts tomorrow, and I'll be happy. But sorry, yeah, we can move on.
We already talked about the Cowboys.
Okay. You're talking about how my biological father, Joe Mixon. Oh yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I have to say this. This guy was amazing in the draft. And on paper, he put together an amazing team, and I don't think he's that bad of a GM, if I'm being honest.
The Jets are just a mess right now.
There are some major flaws in him and what he's done.
He drafts the offensive rookie and defensive rookie in the same year.
No. It gets better though, because Breece Hall would have won offensive rookie of the year that same year. If he didn't get hurt week 7, I think he was on pace to win it. So he basically had 3 rookie of the years in one draft, which is crazy to think
Hey, it's
about.
almost like Joe Shane, but no one gives him credit. Assholes. What's up, Trist?
Well, Joe
What's up?
Douglas didn't pay Daniel Jones $40 million just to cut
Oh
him
yeah, and
the
this
next
guy
season.
didn't bend over for freaking Aaron Rodgers every single damn minute.
Well, he also doesn't let their best
Listen,
players walk in free agency.
Did Curry make every shot? No.
What does that have to do? What? Yo.
By the way, we're
There's
talking about
commercial
NBA war. I'll just tell you right now, just so you don't have to say it for me. Timberwolves are a atrocity right now. Very disappointed. They have no team chemistry. Skill-wise, we're better last year, but the amount of turnovers, it's just awful. And it's just bad. It is the same thing with the Jets. I was talking about before. Yeah, and Randall have been playing good. The problem is I'm gonna use both for the Jets and for the Timberwolves. I was saying this before you were on, but I'll say more for the Jets because it wouldn't really work for the Timberwolves fully. But the free problem with the Jets is chemistry, leadership, and coaching. Nothing to do with skill. If you don't have those 3 things, it doesn't matter. Remember the Brooklyn Nets when they tried to make a God squad? No chemistry, no leadership on that team. I mean, who was the leader on that team? Who was the guy giving the locker room speech? Who was the guy giving the locker room speech in the Jets? Aaron Rodgers? No, he'll probably just start blaming everyone, and they'll probably start blaming each other. They'll start blaming him. It's just a mess. Same thing with the Cowboys. You'll never see a team. The only team I think that slightly did that was the Lakers, the 2000 Lakers. Like Shaq did not really like the coach, and him and Kobe would argue a lot about who's the best player, and they took it pretty seriously to the point where Shaq actually left. But sometimes that can work if it's competitive. Most of the time, it does not work. This is not competitive. This is just terrible. Yeah, the Timberwolves. I'm gonna say disappointed. I don't think we're a one-season wonder. I just think we ever had too far up our ass. We can barely even see our own freaking vision. Yeah. Let's just move on from this. I don't hate the decision, but I feel like that's got to rebuild overall.
Also, you guys got to trade Dante. He does not work with that team. I don't know why, but
Dante
DiVincenzo.
Oh yeah. I think it's too soon to trade. I mean, I don't know. I don't think he wants to be there in general, but is what it is.
Okay, somebody's playing Fortnite, bro. What the hell is this?
Anyway, top 5 receiving yards: Zay Flowers, George Pickens, 2 receivers that need a lot of credit.
When did
CeeDee
Hitler
Lamb,
come back and Hitler's son?
Justin Jefferson.
Dude, how is CeeDee Lamb top 5
genuinely
receiving yards?
don't
I feel like he's
know who I
barely getting
dislike
thrown to.
more, Zay Flowers or George Pickens. They're all cocky assholes that always taunt.
I'm gonna say George
Pickens.
I'm gonna say
like
George
I
Pickens.
said, a lot of people love or hate players like that, and I'm in between. Sometimes I love them, sometimes I hate them. For George Pickens, I kind of love it, but I also kind of hate it.
Okay,
but George Pickens is a great receiver. Like he went like for 1,200 last year with like Kenny Pickett, Mitchell
He's one of the more
Trubisky,
talented receivers we have in this league.
Mason Rudolph.
He's no Antonio Brown, obviously, but
and Evan, I already glazed Bo Nix, so I'm not going to do it again. So you can go.
Bro,
you can
I need to see this glaze though, because man,
fine. I'll give a watered down version. All right. We all owe this man an apology. Any person who ever says,
whoa, I don't owe this man an apology.
Yeah, dude. If you was drafted by the Ravens, you would be hating them more than I did. You're only glazing him because he's on the Broncos. All right.
No.
That's how I was.
No. The Ravens would never draft this man now. 10 years ago with Joe Flacco, they would have. But you know damn well why they wouldn't draft him now. All right, keep going.
Okay, well, so Bo Nix, like I already said before, is phenomenal. And one thing that we all got fooled by, he had phenomenal stats in Oregon. I think it was 45 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. It was insane. We all doubted that because he had a great roster and he didn't perform as great inside the big games. What I will say now is we can never fall for that trick again. If you see a good star player making good star moves, I don't give a frick if they're playing, who they're playing. That is a good quarterback. And Sean Payton saw it. We all made fun of him for it, and we were wrong. He was right. And I will say this is why I want Cam Ward to be the Giants. People underestimate him because he doesn't play great teams, and he has a solid team. I watch that guy play, and I see some of the craziest passes I've seen in all football. And you also look at his leadership and who he is as a player. Same thing with Bo Nix. This is why
here's what I love
that
seeing about
matters
him
so much.
is
And
how
one thing I will say, Bo Nix
he improves each week. I love seeing
exactly. He has a rushing, a receiving, and a pass touchdown. And by the way, if he just didn't even start the first 2 weeks, he would be by far, maybe not by far, but he would be the offensive rookie of the year.
Definitely rookie of the year.
The only reason he's held back a bit because he was awful in the first 2 weeks.
He just got rushing touchdowns.
Kind of thrown in the fire. If they took the Drake May route with him, he would be the offensive rookie of the year because the way he's been playing the last couple of weeks is insane.
And I'll say this. My dream scenario. All right, okay. Here's what I think. A wide receiver would go a long way for Bo Nix. But you know what it would impact even more? An average receiver and a great tight end. Because Bo Nix is a quarterback that loves rolling out and dumping off to an open slot. Now, a tight end, I think they should go after one. I wish they traded for Njoku this offseason. I hate Njoku just because he's a Brown. He's on the Browns. He's on the
Browns. He's a Brown.
He's a bro, dude. Whoa, dude.
He's a Brown. I hate him.
They're not beating the allegations, dude.
Dude.
All right, sorry. He's on Cleveland. He's on Cleveland. And gosh damn it, bro. What the fuck?
All right, hold on. Evan, how about Bo Nix to Jamar? Sounds about right.
Hey, Bo Nix to Jamar, but realistically, if T walked in free agency,
honestly, I see him more of a Patriot or a Charger.
Yeah, I
Listen,
see him
Chargers.
No. Hear out this scenario.
Cowboy.
Chargers got Ladd, and they got the bust Quentin Nelson, who got a touchdown right on your ass.
All right, shut the hell up. All right. No, wait. Hear this. Listen to this. All right, Giants.
Hold on, I'm down to 15 seconds.
Shut up.
Sorry, go on.
Giants draft a rookie quarterback on a 4-year deal. They have Malik Neighbors. They can make the best wide receiver duo in the NFL and get T. Higgins. Malik Neighbors, wide receiver 1. T. Higgins, wide receiver 2. Give Higgins a 3-year deal, so then his deal is over after the quarterback rookie contract. Then your quarterback's going in a perfect scenario.
I disagree. I would like T. Higgins. And I don't think Wandell or these guys are great receivers, but I think we got bigger needs. We have one of the worst stop the run defenses in like ever, and our offensive line is solid when healthy, but we have 2 guys that are getting pretty old on there, and our center that was a rookie last year has not been as good as I thought he was. So I like the idea of more of our free agency. I like the more idea of saving a little bit of money. I don't like going too crazy, because obviously we got to be a little more cautious with the Daniel Jones thing. We're gonna save a lot of cap space next year, but this year it's rough. And we haven't talked about Daniel Jones yet. We're gonna get that later, but. I think
quarterback right there.
I love the idea of a quarterback and like, this is what Joe Burrow and Jamar did. They're both on rookie contract. One was 1 year ahead of them, but they went really good. I just hope that we get into a better team. But remember, Joe Burrow and Jamar, they went to a terrible offensive line, and their defense was all right. They're like a top 15 defense. Our defense needs to get better. Our secondary is not as bad as you think it is, Evan. We are top 10 in least most receiving yards.
I'll say this.
And also, Evan, we have not allowed.
He's good.
Evan, we have not allowed one. We've not allowed 100 yards. We have not allowed 100-yard game by any receiver all year. You know that?
That's
not one.
Good.
So Deontay Banks has had good games, and Andrew Phillips is phenomenal, and our safeties have been really good. The issue is Deontay Banks is not a star. It's our red zone secondary, which is the real problem. A lot of receiving touchdowns. So if we can just get a better corner and have a true corner 1 and put Deontay Banks to the 3rd, and we can keep Andrew Phillips in the slot,
Well,
and then we can get better.
I have to go.
Better defensive ends to stop the run, and then we got a great defense. We already have the best defensive line in the NFL, with or without Kayvon Thibodeau, by the way. And then offensively, just get a second-round center or a right guard. Or a left guard, I meant. and then you don't have to worry about receivers because if you have neighbors, that's all you need. And I know, stop the glaze. I don't care. I mean that. By the way, we can trade Singletary for all I care. We don't really need Singletary. I like the 1-2 punch with Singletary and Tracy. In my opinion, Tracy is all we need. And I just missed a field goal and lost the game.
You guys got rid of Saquon. You guys got the running back, so it's not like it was good.
I was saying that again.
Yeah.
I was arguing with my brother.
Obviously, you got
So,
Saquon.
6 years from now,
Aren't we? So I think the Broncos next offseason trade for a tight end or draft a tight end, and then get a star receiver in free agency. There's a good variety of
I think they could still. The receivers are going to drop in the draft. And then wide receiver, so they could still get one.
Draft receiver too. Just get some wide receiver, and I'm cool with keeping Sutton, but Sutton's a great.
Yeah, I think
Sutton's a great receiver,
gone.
but he's a much better wide receiver too.
He's just a wide receiver 2 or 3.
Okay, we already talked about Taysom Hill. Insane,
bro. This dude does everything, bro. I remember a few years ago when the Saints first paid him as a quarterback. It was such a weird deal. It was such a weird.
Dude, make him a corner.
ordeal.
Make him play corner, dude. I just want to see.
Also, frick all the people saying the Saints tight end's better than Spencer Rattler. Frick all you guys.
Oh my God, Zone, just accept it. He's not good,
bro.
This is a rookie right here. He had a great game. 8 tackles, 1 tackle loss, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble. Game-winning interception, by the way.
World. Do you know how many interceptions Peyton Manning threw in his rookie year?
20.
Spencer Rattler is going to start off.
Oh, okay. All right. No, I didn't. Never mind.
All right, chill out.
Thank you for the assist, Noah.
Matthew Stafford does it all. Matthew Stafford does it all.
He does actually look like Matt. The second best kicker in the NFL.
Carl Brooks. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Bro, that dude's definitely getting an assault charge in a few years. Bro. That Brooks guy looks like he's going to be the front page of it. Sorry.
Marlon Murphy, McKinney, Kirby Joseph.
Blake Neighbor's son. Oh, wait, no, Frick. Kirby Joseph's. Frick. I messed that up.
Yeah, you're right. He was cooking it and he was bleeding. He's bleeding after a little punch. Soft.
Also,
no games are back, baby.
Jameis and Winston.
I wouldn't watch this whole game because I already told Matthew, but I was actually bowling and it was one of the most embarrassing experiences of my life. Every time I threw it, it was like this loud pump sound. Everyone look at me because I don't know how to throw the bowling ball.
This game was freaking fun because the snow.
And I got blown out by everyone. Like I lost by everyone by a large margin.
Oh,
it was just embarrassing. But I was good at laser tag though. I was
Myles Garrett. I'm gonna be real. I didn't watch this game until the end. I wasn't home, but Myles Garrett 3-sack game, monsters.
So someone explain to me how the Steelers goes from beating the Ravens to next week losing to the Browns.
Browns beat the Ravens
Bro,
and the Steelers.
They're so weird, dude. This whole thing is the AFC North is just weird.
Yeah, well, I saw something.
I was thinking about this the other day.
I saw something. The Ravens are 0. The Ravens are.
Hold on. The Browns beat the Steelers. The Steelers beat the Ravens. The Ravens beat the Bengals twice, and the Bengals beat the Browns. It makes no sense.
Dude, the Steelers are 0-3 in division games on Thursday Night Football. I mean, 0-8, sorry. So, I don't know what the hell that deal is, but...
They're about to be 0-4 next week. Oh, wait, that's not Monday. Sorry.
Yeah, but I'm happy for Jameis Winston. Happy for the Browns. Listen, they're still bad.
Never say that again. I'm happy for the Browns. Never say that again.
Bro, they suffered long enough. They deserve something. They suffered for 25 years.
Hell.
Did they haven't won a division
I love James Winston.
89.
But what I will say is they're still a bad team. This is just an upset win. It just happens. Yeah. It's a trap game.
So is
they're still a great team. But they should be happy for this win. If you get a division win on Thursday Night Football, especially like this where it's a fun one with snow and you have your average daily George Pickens crash out, it's a fun.
Yeah,
bro. George Pickens is the biggest.
Dude, I thought he was freaking crashing out on a fan. Dude, I thought he was crashing out on a fan when I first saw it.
Okay, guys.
That's a Jake texting me.
Bro, Cowboys quarterback.
Hold on, before I say anything
of all time.
Before I say anything.
Oh, yeah, actually, sorry.
The end of an era. Sorry.
Hold on. I was back when I was looking back on the Tommy DeVito post. I couldn't even talk about that because it's even hard to talk about while mentioning Daniel Jones and this whole situation because this has been insane last week. So I saved it all for this right here. So I have a lot to say, and I'm going to try to get all my thoughts out at once because there's a lot of things I got to say. So I'll just start from
Why'd you
what the
take the
game
cap
happened.
hit this year? Sorry. All right, sorry.
Well, actually, I read something. It's actually a really, really good because if we would have cut him later on, we would have been really bad for the cap next year. And we actually, I actually don't think we got to spend that much money this year for agency. I feel like the free agency is going to be pretty bad. But anyway, back to what I was saying. I saw the Tommy DeVito post. I couldn't talk about it because this has been like a demilia. It's been insane what's been going on. So it starts off with us benching him, and now I was like, okay, finally. I was happy then. It was great because obviously if he gets injured, Daniel Jones, and this is actually pretty sad that he said this, but he said, I would take off the injury guarantee if I could just play. We still said no.
Oh, that's actually sad.
That is sad because that shows how much he just wants to play the game.
I will say, his whole speech was emotional at the end. Like, honestly,
Yeah.
that was kind of sad.
Like,
So-
because as a person, like, you feel bad.
Yeah, well, I'm against all that, but I was happy we benched him. And listen, why are we starting time now? Now it gets to this whole drama thing with why do you pay Drew Lock? Like you get him up like $5 million a year, you quite a bit for a backup, just for him to be not the backup. Listen, I say this right now: Tommy DeVito had a better rookie year than Drew Lock has ever had his whole career. But with that being said, I understand why Drew Lock is confused. Like, okay, so you guys just then people say, oh, they want Tommy DeVito because they're tanking. That makes no sense because Tommy DeVito not only did way better preseason, he also did way better in his whole career. Matter of fact, Tommy DeVito actually messed up our tank by getting that freaking winning streak and lost us Jaden Daniels and Drake May. Which, by the way, I don't hate
DeVito.
him. A lot of people hate him for that.
Damn
Like,
that Italian.
I still love Malik, so I don't really care. And so us doing this is not because we were trying to tank, because that makes no sense. If we were tanking, we would do Drew Lock or whoever the hell is in our team. I don't remember, like some random ass guy. But the reason we're doing this, or hell, even keep Daniel Jones out. Like if he's willing to not take the cap hit with the injury, just have him start the rest of the season. We did this because John Mara is a money fetish freak. And he knows that Tommy DeVito is going to reunite the fan base because he has the whole Italian gimmick going, the whole mafia thing. His family in there and the whole mafia-looking owner or whatnot or manager.
I thought you wanted Tommy DeVito.
I do, but I'm just saying why they're starting him. The reason they're starting him because that's why. It's a gimmick, and they're playing on it. And I think it's a bit pathetic that this team is doing this. And it's not that I don't want him to start Tommy DeVito. It's pathetic, and I'm nothing wrong with wanting to reunite the fan base. It's fine. That's a good thing. You should try to do that. You're not going to pay a quarterback $5 or $10 million or whatever it was a year just to be there and not even use him. Like, what was the point of even paying him in the freaking first place? Just constant mistakes. And then you go on to something else where now the locker room is all mad about him being moved to quarterback 4. Matter of fact, we haven't playing safety snaps. Now, obviously, he wasn't actually playing safety. He was more there just
to count your days, buddy.
He was more there just to give him a look. They actually do this a lot, I hear, in high school and college for like backup quarterbacks. I never had to do that, thank God. But I also was like the only player there because I was whatever. But it was only me and one other quarterback, so it really wasn't that big.
Bro, you were not a quarterback. Shut up.
I was a backup quarterback. I already told you.
You were not backup.
He was a backup quarterback for.
I told you I started a snap and I threw a screen pass. Listen, no, what? We're not going into that.
Bro,
My time days are over.
You threw it the wrong damn way on the screen pass. You did something wrong.
I threw it. Yeah. Listen, back what I'm saying. Back to what I was saying. The fact that and then Daniel Jones, he goes up to the front office. Well, first off, he gives that whole speech, which I was confused. I'm like, okay, he's saying this speech now as if he's like retiring or he's leaving. Like,
yeah, everyone thought it was a damn retirement.
We didn't think he was gonna leave now, but I guess we already knew because he went to John Mara and said, I want to leave. They could have just had him stay on the sidelines, but he did not want to be here, being like an
He didn't want to
embarrassment.
play safety.
Like there's even a picture of like all three of the quarterbacks talking. He's just all the way on the side left, not
He didn't
even
want
there.
to be the new Ed Reed.
And he's there giving safety reads for this like practice play. It's embarrassing where he is right now. So he said, "Look, I'd rather just be let go. Just let me go." And here's the thing. This is just as the era overall. You've been here 6 years, and I don't care if he's the worst quarterback of all time. I've rooted for him and want to be so good more than any quarterback I think ever. The amount of times I would try to defend him when he was down, want him to prove the haters wrong. Everything. I mean, you guys can even go back to my edits I made of him. I made quite a bit. But I remember in 2019 this guy was drafted.
It's still better than Matthew Stafford. Just go.
I was. Oh God. I was.
I can't believe you guys actually said that.
12. I was 12 when he was drafted. All right, and I just got done, and I was literally going through like an episode of if I go become a Browns fan or stay a Giants fan because Odell left. It was like traumatic.
God. Oh.
You were thinking about coming up.
I was more of an Odell fan than a Giants fan. So when he left, I was like,
you should be a Dolphins fan right now. Then
no.
That's
like all the Braun. That's like, you know what I mean. There's a whole family.
Wait, dude, what if OBJ went to the Cowboys? Would you have been?
I would just own him and never talk about his name again. But anyway, like what I was saying. I remember Eli Manning's days were pretty much up. We drafted him. Everyone hates it. I wanted the guy from Ohio State. But then I said, maybe this guy can prove me wrong. His first game as a starter, he throws 4 touchdowns, 0 picks, beat the Bucs. His rookie year, he had that phenomenal game with 5 touchdowns, overtime win against the Redskins, 0 picks. He has had the greatest quarterback catch of all time. He's had the great 2022 run where he started 6-1. He's the only NFC quarterback to beat Lamar Jackson. He had 7 game-winning drives in the first 14 or the first couple 10 games. He had 15 touchdowns, only 5 interceptions. Was starting the whole season. He had 700 rushing yards as a quarterback, 7 rushing touchdowns, and he won a playoff game. You can tell it set us back. It didn't set us back. It was one of the greatest memories I've had with this team. And yes, Daniel Jones said it perfectly himself. We've had a lot of great moments. But we also had some of the worst moments. And you see all the players from everyone. Dexter Lawrence, Wanda Robinson, Darius Slayton. They're all posting a story, wishing him the luck. Everyone looked at this guy as a leadership. Everyone criticized this guy. He couldn't be leadership. I'm looking right now. He loved playing. And no one tried to be better as a quarterback than Daniel Jones on this football team. He put his heart into this, and it just didn't work out. You can blame whatever it is. It just happened, and it's a very sad, tragic story. Even when – and, I didn't think I was going to feel it. I thought it was going to be, a celebration. But it's weird when it happens, especially when Daniel Jones has been criticized. He never shows emotion, right? He just never shows emotion. One of the first time I saw him even get emotional about something is when one of the people, was it the news or what are they the press or whatnot? They're asking him, they're telling him about how all the players, the players that he started out with in 2019, Dexter Lawrence, Darius Slayton, and how they're wishing him the best luck and how they're going to miss him. He started breaking down and started crying. First time I ever saw that. It's very sad. It's a very sad, tragic story, and I'm always going to remember this guy, whether we become the greatest dynasty or the worst team ever. I'm always going to remember him because he was here for 6 years, and it was just a tragedy. It was a story that could have happened and never happened. He's there, sat under Eli Manning. He had the development. He had a great rookie year. He got that playoff win. It just didn't work out. You can blame it offensive line, development, coach, injuries, him. It is what it is. And he is a very classy player. He blames more himself than anything, and he's been through hell on this team. And he blames himself first. I give him all respect, and I hope whatever team he goes on, I'm not going to be one of those players where it's if he goes from there, I hope he has a Baker Mayfield type the rest of his career. And that wouldn't make me feel salty, wouldn't make me feel any sort of way. That made me feel very, very happy because I know I'm gonna go full Clinton. I see the way he works. I see the way he competes. And I know what he does. I know what this game means to him. The fact that he would risk losing so much money just to play on this terrible team shows a lot of how much he cares for football, how much he wants to be good. and how hard he tried. He came out from an ACL tear, multiple concussions, multiple coaches, and he still tries his best. So I hope he goes somewhere, he gets developed right, he can sit under a quarterback. I hope that time comes where he can go out there and play amazing. So I'm going to say thank you, Daniel Jones, for all the memories. There was awfully terrible ones, but I know you tried your best. And I'm almost a bit sad this era over, but I'm happy for the future. We know it had to be done. And us cutting him now was a bit weird, but it makes sense if you're trying to do a rebuild. If you're trying to get a lot of money now, yeah, but I think we're just trying to go I think we're trying to focus more on 2025 because we have a lot of contracts that's gonna happen then. And now the oldest player on the Giants that's been here, been here the longest is Dexter Lawrence now, not Daniel Jones. They're drafted the same year, but he was drafted a little earlier, so it's a bit crazy. So our longest player is only here for 6 years. So, and then one other thing I will say, a lot of players are firing back on, like him getting benched and him doing this, and they don't like the idea of it. I'm happy that they have that leadership. I'm happy they feel that way. They are wrong.
That's good.
People say it creates tension. Maybe it does. But at the end of the day, this team needs to go and rebuild anyway. And I don't know. I really don't know what to say. All I can say is, one last thing I will say is, I don't know what else I can even say.
Go cook on the Cowboys, Daniel Jones.
Please join the damn Cowboys. Please.
Even though I would hate that, it would be a very cool story.
Dude,
if he were to join the
you
Cowboys.
got to get him before Thanksgiving.
On Thanksgiving.
Imagine he pulls a 40-0 at the Cowboys.
Dude,
Oh, that'd be hilarious.
He gets
He goes-
40-0,
Dude,
and then he wins
He goes
40-0.
to the press. He goes to
Since we're
the press. He
playing so
goes,
much-
"It's my turn, pitch."
Dude,
All right,
since we're playing so much like shit, I really wouldn't mind us getting.
No,
Daniel
I'm
Jones
telling you right now. If I'm the Cowboys, I am absolutely doing that.
I'm doing it. Like we're sucking
Like,
right
bro,
now. Might as well
He
just
would
have
be
fun.
better than anyone else there. And
Dude,
by the
it
way,
would
it
actually be-
would be a
This
great
would actually
story.
be fun.
It would be a great story that could get people entertained. I don't know why you wouldn't do it.
Dude, imagine hearing Daniel Jones on the Cowboys versus Giants on Thanksgiving.
Well, you know what I
That's
think
something.
happened? I'm telling you, John Mara, knowing John Mara and how he reacted to the whole Saquon Barkley business. Oh, by the way, I do appreciate Saquon Barkley. I'm wishing him good luck. They've always had a good relationship. Appreciate that. But the way John Mara thinks after the whole Saquon Barkley business, I'm telling you, he told Daniel Jones, don't go to the Cowboys. Do not go to the Eagles. You know why I said that? Because he does not want to get embarrassed again by some stupid thing of another player going to a rival team and beating them. So I guarantee you he told him that.
Please go to the Cowboys. Like we're sucking right now. We might as well just have fun with it and just get Daniel Jones.
You're sucking right now. You might as well have footage for it. Okay.
Hey, well, he's better than Cooper
Michael
Rush.
will
Hopefully,
enjoy that.
he should be better
By
than
the
Cooper
way,
Rush.
listen, like, as I said, 13,000 likes. Boneheaded takes. I already told. I was arguing with I was catching my brother yesterday. We haven't talked for a while. I was arguing with him. He said the same bull crap too. It's like the media brainwashes people. People just don't understand this stuff. And this is why people gotta listen to the fans a bit. Because the fans are so much more. They're biased, but they're so much more in tune with everything. That's why I always try to go look at the fans to say about matters before I look at everyone else. We offered him the same money the same year. He accepted it. He didn't. So we franchise tagged him. Next year, we realized one of our deals were a bad one. We're going to pay him. He said, do you want to take a pay cut? He says no. Goes to the Eagles. That's what happened. All right. Was it a mistake to pay Daniel Jones? Yes. I don't care if we didn't pay Daniel Jones. If we didn't pay Daniel Jones, we still would not have faced Saquon Barkley with that. Because it just wouldn't make sense. And he didn't want to be there anyway. So this is just a bonehead thing. It sounds.
And I mean, backwards hurdles really aren't that cool, anyways. I mean, being an MVP candidate as a running back really isn't that cool, anyways, too. You know.
Yeah, but the issue is he would probably be a Battlehawks candidate on the New York Giants if we paid him all that money. You know why? Because he would have got injured again.
Oh wait, no, that reminds me. Daniel Jones.
He would be a Mike.
QB1,
He would be a Mike
baby.
Tyson versus Jake Paul shell of himself. Because he'd be injured again and again and again,
Oh my God.
and it would go nowhere. I already told you guys. And by the way, you're acting like he wanted to be here. He did not. If he wanted to
He
be here,
literally
why?
wanted to leave. I don't know why people are getting like he wanted.
Like,
to
listen,
go.
it sounds good. It sounds good for the media because obviously the whole Hard Knocks deal and the whole what else happened? The Hard Knocks deal does not show 2022 though, or 2023. It just shows now, and also, it also does not show the whole thing of him saying, "I want to be a Giant for life. I want to be a Giant for life. I want to be a Giant for life." I want to be remembered as Giants like Eli Manning, Lawrence Taylor. Okay, yeah, you want me to remember like that, but you go to the Eagles. That makes perfect sense, Saquon. But you know what? Like I said, that's all water in the bridge.
Honors now.
But yeah, like I said, that's just good for the media because we paid him that year and we didn't pay him this year. But the thing is, it's the only thing we offer them both contracts at the same time, leave the same month, but he just didn't take the deal. So I just don't get it. It's not we underpaid him. We were offering the same contract that he got in Philly, and that was before the market went even higher for running back. So I think it just makes no sense. But whatever. Eagle fans, they're not known for their intelligence anyway. So let's just move on. So that's about it. Now we got a couple injury news, guys. So Devontae Smith is out for Week 12. He kind of looks like a bitch in this picture. I'm not gonna lie, but
I'm like, dude, are you gonna give like?
this is very disappointing. I was super excited for the Niners and Packers game, and
I'm
now
not even excited for this game anymore.
now we got no Nick Bosa.
Bro, why the frick is Dobbs not playing? I'm so confused.
I know.
Yeah, I was about to say. Why is
Hey,
he not?
Brandon Allen, Bengals legend.
I don't know
What, Brandon Allen? What do they think he's gonna turn into like?
All right, guys, let's get to our NFL picks. By the way, I missed 2 weeks in a row with our prediction, guys. I promise you guys, tomorrow morning I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get caught up. I promise.
Sure, buddy.
I cannot get a free weeks behind, or else I'm literally gonna be cooked. But let's do our predictions, guys.
Look at how Colorado got the number 2 ranked player, Julian Lewis.
All right, yeah, we already talked about college football.
I'm so happy, bro.
All right, starting with the Texans versus Titans, I'm gonna go the Houston, Texans.
I'm gonna go with the former Bengal.
Huh, that's funny.
I'm gonna go with the Texans.
T.
Texans.
Oh, motherfucker, bro. Sorry.
Dubs.
Texans.
All right. Okay, I hate to say this, guys. I'm going to the Chicago Bears, and I hate the Bears. I love the Vikings. I'm telling you, the Vikings. Listen, the Vikings are going to split with each team the way they're playing. And the Chicago Bears, they're at home. They should not win this game. The Vikings should win this game, and that's exactly why I'm picking the Bears. Because the Vikings team is pissing me off, and this is exactly what this team needs. Because I'm sick and tired of these embarrassing ass wins we keep getting. These freaking Titans and Jaguars, like we're in war, like it's World War II, like we're down to the last wire. These wins. So I'm gonna go with the Bears here. They're gonna get one division win, and it'll be the Vikings. So I'm gonna go with the Bears.
I'm gonna go Vikings, but this feels like such a trap game.
I'm really rooting for the Vikings, and I'm hoping it's a blowout because I freaking hate the Bears. Never shut the hell up, but I would go Vikings. Bears.
I actually got Bears too. I don't know.
Wait,
The
you
Vikings.
mean
The Bears.
The Bears. I'm sorry.
Matthew?
Vikings haven't been playing that good. They need to lose.
I'm going with the Vikings.
I respect that.
I like the. Oh my god. Pick your guys' pick. We already know what you guys are gonna pick. So.
I'm going
Now,
with
if they had Daniel Jones,
very true.
Hey, we're saving them for that Giants game, okay?
yeah, frick you. I'm going Commanders.
Let me freak you.
I think. Yeah, Commanders for sure.
Kirk Cousins' legacy game.
What?
Oh my gosh, Jaden Daniels, sorry.
Bro, you in like 2015?
Well, they're both black, so I don't know.
Kirk Cousins is not black, dude.
I beg to differ. All right, what you guys
Dude,
got?
he's Kirk O'Chains.
He's Kirk Fuggins, actually.
Big. Have you not seen
Yo,
Big?
who you guys picking? I mean, I already know.
I mean, let's just go. We already know what we got. Let's just go.
No, I'm picking the Cowboys because I'm never.
What
picking
the frick? Dude,
I'm never picking,
you don't like the Commanders. You don't hate the Commanders that much.
dude, I'm never picking an NFC East team against my team.
Okay, it's not like it's the Eagles or Giants. It's the freaking Commanders.
No,
Yeah, I'm going Commanders.
NFC East. I'm never picking when they're going against my
Okay. This is rough. I'm gonna hear. What do you gotta say first, Matthew?
dude,
I already know what you got.
Patriots?
I don't want to hear from you, Matthew. I already know what you got.
Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, we got it.
Miami Dolphins.
Why do you hate your team so
What?
much?
So just shut the
Look,
frick up.
hold on. hold on. I don't care if we lose this game as long as Gonzalez shuts down Tyreek Hill and Drake May outplays Tua. I'll be happy.
You want
If
to
that
win this
happens,
game.
you win the game.
You want to win this game. Come on.
All right. Well,
Yeah,
I'm
well,
going.
obviously,
I'm
like,
going.
obviously I'm
It's
winning.
all been on a 2-game winning streak. 2-game winning streak. Patriots. They haven't won, but they were really close against the Rams. Their offense been looking really good. Their defense is ass, the Miami Dolphins. I think it'll be a high-scoring game. And I do think Patriots will finally beat the Dolphins. I think they're going to win this game. But OBJ will go for at least 200. So I got
Oh,
Patriots.
shut the hell up, dude. Stop with the glazing, dude.
Bro, we do not play well in Miami.
Shut the frick up for 1 second.
We haven't beaten Miami since
I
Antonio
got
Brown.
it, Matthew. I got it. I'm sorry. I have like 1 ounce of hope for the New England Patriots. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that we love your team more than you. Okay.
I just like Drake May, and I think he can outperform that team.
Yeah. No,
easily.
I'm not. No, I just feel bad for the Patriots. I just want them to keep winning because they have a good quarterback. And
They'll get, all right. They're gonna get 1 division win. They're probably gonna beat the Jets. Wait, no, they already played the Jets
We
twice.
already beat the Jets and Jacoby Brissett.
I think you're gonna beat the Bills also 1 week.
We're not
They'll beat
beating the
that.
Bills. Shut the
You
frick
beat
up.
them last year with
Mac
Mac Jones.
Jones.
Yeah, but the Bills are struggling back then, and they're doing with Stephon Diggs' bullshit.
Okay, and you guys are struggling way worse. You're struggling now, so math works, right,
They
Matthew?
just beat the Chiefs. You think we're gonna beat that team?
Dude, they beat the Chiefs last year too. I mean, they were bad, but
Yeah, Matthew.
Yeah, Matt.
All right. What do you guys got?
I got Dolphins.
fuck it. I got Patriots. I actually can see them winning this game.
All right, but why the hell is everyone going Patriots? Okay, what?
Bro, they're the same record.
Yeah.
We're 3-8.
They got
They're
Drake May.
3-6.
They got
That is
they
not
got
the same
Drake. Panthers, please do it. Bryce
Panthers,
Young.
let's go.
Panthers.
If Andy
You have
Dalton's
a chance.
playing, I got Panthers.
Oh, no,
Bryce
Bryce Young
Young.
needs to win this game.
3-game winning streak is upon us. Yeah, I'm
You
going
guys should have
Chiefs.
picked the Panthers. Okay, I was about to say.
I'm going the Chiefs.
Hey, hold on.
Narrow
Hold
victory.
on. Wait. Evan, what would Steph Curry say?
Go Panthers.
Okay, so are you going to go
He's
against
really a Panthers fan.
what would Steph Curry pick?
Frick you. Don't make this more painful, okay? I'm going with the... I can't say that on stream. I'm going with the Chiefs.
By the way, I saw something on Twitter. It was not funny at all. So it was Daniel Jones like his emotional speech. I was looking at the replies on that, and someone just shows the final speech that Osama bin Laden gave. I'm like, bro,
What the fuck? There's no way somebody actually did that.
Wait,
They're
what?
like-
Cruel.
one New York terrorist towards another. All right, World, who you got?
Dude,
World, will you do one upset like in your whole
Upset
existence?
of the
dude, bro, are you
century.
kidding me?
No, I'm just
You're
kidding.
kidding me.
The Carolina Panthers will
Keep joking.
beat the Kansas City Chiefs.
You ain't kidding me,
Patrick
right?
Mahomes, get ready to meet your new father, Bryce Young.
You don't have the
Jonathan
balls.
Brooks is making his debut.
Oh, yeah, Jonathan
Oh.
Brooks.
You're kidding, right? You're kidding.
No, he's actually making his debut. Nope,
No,
not
no,
a joke.
I mean
I'm
the
picking
Panthers.
Panthers. I do not give a frick.
Oh my god, dude.
All right, about damn time. So you'll pay the Panthers over the Chiefs, but not the freaking Patriots over the Dolphins. What is going on?
What is this logic here? I got Panthers too. I'm kidding. Chiefs.
All right, you know what? Here's what it is. Tommy DeVito. Legacy game. All right, I'll say this. I think Tommy DeVito will get the ball to Malik, and I think he'll have a great game. By the way, the Bucs secondary is probably bottom 3. It's terrible. I looked at that dude. Oh my gosh. I was looking at secondary stats yesterday just because I was curious, and they're awful. But with that being said, I am going to go to the Bucs. Mike Evans is back, and when anything gets closer to Cam Ward or Quinn Ewers, anything that makes me happy. But I do think Tommy DeVito will have a solid game. Please don't be good enough to ruin our draft stock of class here, but make it fun.
We're already ruining it.
Get a touchdown, do the dance, you and neighbors have a freak off. It'll be a great game. The Bucs
Wait,
are,
what?
Bucs are winning.
All right, I got Bucks winning.
Sterling Shepard revenge game.
I won't.
Oh yeah, he's going against the Giants. Yeah.
Sterling. Oh, I can't wait for the Sterling Shepard and the Malik Neighbors jersey swap, and also the pants swap too, and the underwear swap. Oh yeah,
Dude, I'm pretty
Okay.
sure Malik Neighbors probably doesn't even know who he is.
So weird.
he was a legend. He was a legend in 2016. So you can stop disrespecting him.
Yeah.
All right.
You act like he's that cruise guy. Okay. Well, obviously, I got freaking Bucks.
They don't have the Cowboys legend Daniel Jones anymore, so they're definitely not winning.
Bro, you shut the frick up. Stop saying that.
So what? He's gonna be our quarterback. dude.
That should not hurt my feelings because he was not good, but that actually
Dude,
hurt my feelings.
I fucking love Daniel Jones now. He's about to be my quarterback, so I gotta love him. I'm just kidding. I'm gonna be a biggest Daniel Jones glue.
This would be like this is like you break up with a toxic relationship and you see him with your biggest enemy, and it shouldn't make you mad, but it makes you mad. Not that I relate to that. I'm just saying that's probably what it feels like. I'm like understand. I might understand what. Okay, a lot of people understand like what relationship issues go with like in real life. I'm figuring out these stuff for freaking football with Sigmar going to the Eagles and Daniel Jones. Like what the frick? All right.
Just how I told you DeMarco Murray went to the Eagles. Okay, yeah.
Colts, please beat these cocky ass.
Dude, I want the Colts to win this game.
Run the score up, motherfuckers. But I'm going Lions. But I'll be Lions.
But I really want the Colts to win this game.
Hold on. Let me cook. I'm going to Lions, but I'll be lying if the Colts don't got a chance.
That was just cringe.
Yeah, shut the frick up. Like, actually, what the frick's wrong with you guys?
What?
No, I hope Anthony Richardson had a great game last week. I hope he stays consistent. But if this isn't our blowout, dude, I hate the Lions, dude. This is not Madden. You don't have to run up the score.
But
Yeah,
Colts,
like I said, they've been playing like assholes.
I mean, I get it, but like, come on, bro.
It's not other teams' fault.
I got Bucks winning, and then I got Lions winning.
Great upsets there. John, who you got?
We all got Lions.
Lions.
All right. Okay. I want an upset here because the Raiders do own the Broncos.
It could be interesting.
Just because the Broncos, everyone else is going to pick them, I'm not risking an upset on the freaking Raiders. So I'll go Broncos, but this could be a trap game.
I could never, ever pick the Raiders over the Broncos. I'm picking Broncos. So.
Jake the Snake. Matthew.
What the fuck? Broncos.
Let's ride. Broncos country. Let's ride. I'm going Seahawks. How about them Hawks?
Okay, dude, chill out.
Okay, stop it.
My brother's a Seahawks fan. He's actually convincing me. He's saying Kenneth Walker, the run defense is not good. I'm like, oh, shoot. So I'm going Seahawks.
I'm going Cardinals.
Seahawks.
Cardinals. All right. Nice splitty. A little splitty titty.
Yeah.
All right.
I think they'll split.
Okay, so if this is Brock Purdy playing, I would go Packers. And if it's Jordan freaking whoever the hell it is, or where the hell's name is, I'm going the Packers. How about them?
Josh Dobbs not playing?
All right, this isn't gonna be a snow game, so let's go.
Wait,
Christmas,
sorry, what'd you say?
Heart. I'm going Packers.
You're going Packers?
They're gonna pack them up.
Obviously, if the 40
Bosa and Purdy out, yeah, I'm going Packers.
Obviously, if the Niners were 100% healthy, I would pick them. But they're banged up with so many injuries. Got to go Packers here.
So they're fully healthy, and they lost to the freaking Seahawks and Geno ass Smith.
They were not fully healthy. They did not have Ayuk. They did not have Bosa.
Wow, Ayuk.
Dude, Ayuk wasn't even doing anything this season.
And by the way, they did have Bosa. Bosa had 2 sacks that game.
Yeah, but he got injured in the end.
Oh, wow, yeah. He probably just had to go to his freaking Trump rally or something. I don't know. All right, I'm going Packers.
He was doing his Trump dance.
He probably had to sell some items. All right.
But look, if the 49ers weren't injured, I probably would have picked Niners. It would have been debatable. Now I got Packers easily.
All right, speaking of easily, Rams are winning this game.
Eagles.
You said easily? I mean,
Eagles.
They're on fire right now. They're beating these sorry bum-ass Eagles for not being one good team. By the way, the Commanders are not being one good team either. They're both ass. Rams are beating them. Let's go.
Eagles are winning.
Eagles.
T.
And maybe if we get lucky, we'll see another Saquon backwards hurdle.
Rams.
Yeah, Packers right
Eagles
into
gonna lose another game.
Picker. All right. The Harbaugh Bowl. I'm going to Harbaugh in this one.
I'm going
But you literally just used the
You
fucking.
hate
literally just
both
wrote the
teams,
Bengals.
Zone. So which one are you
Yeah.
picking?
Yeah, you can't reuse it, buddy. I'm
All right,
going.
what happened in the Super Bowl? That's all I gotta say.
For you, bro.
I'm going Ravens.
I'm going. I should go Ravens, and my heart believes. I mean, my mind believes Ravens. But my heart.
My heart.
that was actually kind of fun. No, but I have to go with the other father of the Bengals, the Chargers.
All right, I'm going
Jim-
Chargers.
The Jim Harbaugh gets his revenge for that Super Bowl. Chargers.
Well, actually, 2-game winning streak, a 2-game losing streak. What is? It's not week 1 and 2 anymore.
Okay, Dan, it's hard for me because this is actually a really good game.
I'm so excited for this game.
Yeah,
Jim has the better quarterback now. I'm just kidding.
Herbert has really good. He's really his 13 touchdowns, 1
He's been
interception.
really
He's really good.
I'm saying you had the better quarterback than you did back.
Well,
then.
Lamar also has like 25 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. So I guess we can't
He's
really
really on
talk.
pace to go for like 40 touchdowns, 40 passing touchdowns.
He's also on pace to lose to Daniel Jones.
Hey, he's not playing
What
the
the hell was that?
I was
He can't
laughing.
lose. Dude, he can't play against Daniel Jones.
All right, who do you got, T?
I said Chargers.
So I'm the only one picking the Ravens. What is this freaking like
Yeah.
opposite day?
Bro, I was not.
Oh, I got the Thanksgiving games, the most ass games of century. But I'm going
Dude,
the
what are
Lions.
these games?
We all agree
Yo,
with Lions
Bears.
here?
I would
we're
love for the
going-
Bears to
yeah,
win.
we're going Lions.
So if you guys don't nap on Thanksgiving, you roll this. So yeah, but not for
Like,
me,
obviously-
baby.
Obviously, I
I'm
got
gonna
Lions.
put 30 mug root beers staring at my aunt's TV because
Bro,
we're going to
I
aunt's
remember.
house.
I just remember a few years ago, sitting at my TV with my cousins, making fun of how the Lions get Thanksgiving games every year, and it's genuinely funny now because Lions are a great team. Lions are winning, and the blowout, by the way.
Yeah, Lions.
Daddy, chill. Remember last time they're on Thanksgiving and they got upset by the Packers. The Packers were not good.
No,
Yeah.
All right,
dude.
I'm
Daniel
gonna
Jones
frick.
versus Tom
Hold on,
DeVito.
Let me speak first, Tristan. I don't give a frick. We don't ever see it in our quarterback. We never get Cam Ward. Never get Quinn Ewers. We're being those sorry ass Cowboys Thanksgiving. And
You're not
Dexter
beating
Lawrence
Dak
is,
Prescott.
hold on. Dexter Lawrence is devouring that turkey in the post game speech, saying, "How about them Giants? How about them Giants?" The New York Giants
Daniel
are
Jones
sending them
revenge
to
game.
Cowboys
Daniel
right
Jones
back to
winning.
the
Dude,
gay
he's not
strip
going to
club
sack Daniel
where they
Jones.
belong.
That's his friend.
I'm going the
That's his
Giants.
friend.
And by the way, win or lose, it's a win for me. We lose, you get one step closer for us owning you with Cam Ward. We win, we own you now. It's like, do we own you then or do we own you now? Which one is it? I'll pick now for now.
You're not beating
Either way.
Dak Prescott. You're beating Daniel Jones.
Yeah, probably because he'll be kicked out go to the freaking UFL next year. Don't freaking talk to me, Tristan. Daniel Jones had better stats than he did, and I want to hear smack.
Dude, he's not going to sack Daniel Jones. That's his friend, dude. He's not going to sack.
Dexter Lawrence is going to eat the turkey on your stadium, and he's going to do the freaking.
Oh gosh, bro, I do not want to see that. You gay.
Hey, you know what? You know what? You're going to sit there at Thanksgiving with the turkey in your mouth, and you start crying, and you're going to say, "Mom, where's the Canada Dry?" Because you're just something sound your tears away, and I'm gonna be sitting there devouring my stuffing as someone else is gonna be stuffing also. My Malik Neighbors action figure is coming soon. So
What the?
with you, Giants are winning. How about them Giants? We own your ass. Let's go.
Dude, you haven't beat Dak Prescott like since 2016.
What the hell are you talking about?
Well, who you guys
Okay,
picking? Who you
guys.
picking?
All right. So if the Cowboys beat us, if we beat the Giants, we don't own them, but they don't own us no more. All right, we're free from slavery.
Yo,
Oh my
All
god!
right, you know what it's like.
No,
You know what it's like. You know,
Cowboys are
hold on,
winning.
hold
Are
on.
you
Oh,
saying,
my
are
You
you
know
saying
what it's
Dak Prescott's a slave?
Hold on, I got a good analogy. Here's an analogy.
No,
So
no more analogies.
Listen, so if we beat the Cowboys, you know when the slaves got free, but they weren't technically free because they still were like rules. They couldn't go to the buses, you know, the schools.
Oh
So
my
we're like
god!
we're like halfway free, and then Cam Moore will be Martin Luther King. All right, there you go.
Bro! Oh my gosh!
Oh my God,
frick,
dude.
This is another level, bro.
Well, who are you guys picking?
I mess up and say things. You're just saying this on purpose, bro. This is bad.
Guys,
No.
you cannot lie. This Giants team with Tom DeVito, whoever the frick else, is going to beat the Cowboys. You know how bad they've been playing? look at. You know what? I'm not convincing you guys because every time I try to convince you guys pick it, and I'm wrong.
No, I
Pick
get it. I'm
pick who your heart desires.
Pick
Pick who
the
your heart
Giants.
desires. All I
You
know
guys
is
pick the Giants. I can't.
all I know is I'm gonna have a good or a gooder day on Thanksgiving. I'm fine with it, baby. All right, who you guys got?
You guys got. I'll pick one.
One gooder isn't a word. Just have to make that clear. Cowboys are winning.
Daniel Jones gets revenge against his former team,
See if he
Cowboys.
gets-
You guys are both like
Dan-
actual assholes.
Look, Daniel Jones. He's gonna come into the stadium. He's gonna throw for 5 touchdowns, 0 picks, 0 sacks on him.
5 touchdowns to what? Deontay Banks or what?
No, CeeDee Lamb's gonna cook
on
Deontay Banks.
CeeDee Lamb.
Dexter
CeeDee
Lawrence
Lamb.
6. Oh my gosh.
Daniel Jones will realize what it's like to play with a good receiver when he plays with CeeDee Lamb.
Oh yeah, right. Yeah.
And then
We're
CeeDee Lamb
done with
cooks
this
Deontay
conversation.
Banks.
We're done with this conversation.
Even with
All I'm
Cooper Rush,
saying-
we're gonna win. Even with Cooper Rush, we're gonna win. But
Oh, funny.
Daniel
Or
Jones
Trey
will
Lance.
win.
Trey Lance.
And Daniel Jones, CeeDee Lamb eat the turkey at the end of the game, and then I'm gonna pre-order a Daniel Jones jersey.
Dexter Lawrence is going to devour that chicken in one bite. And
You're gonna be happy for Daniel Jones.
And
if he
Malik
beats the
Neighbors
team.
is gonna do the dance in the end zone. You know what I mean?
Daniel Jones is gonna smile. He's gonna be all happy, realize he's actually on a good team for once in his life.
No, he's not going there. He's going to the Minnesota Vikings, and he's going to take over Sam Darnold's job and win the Super Bowl.
Hell no.
Oh
All right.
my gosh.
Bro,
But
if
I'm
he
gonna
can just
pre-order
go,
a Daniel
wait, hold on.
Jones jersey.
Daniel Jones, please go to like the Ravens or Chiefs so he can get a Super Bowl so I can say he has more Super Bowls than the Bengals. Please.
Yeah,
All right,
frick you,
anyway.
bro.
Dude, I just
Well,
want
that's
Daniel
what's
Jones
going
to join to piss you off. Oh, this game's gonna be ass.
Dolphins could get upset here.
Bro,
But I'm
Packers are winning. Packers are winning.
World
Packers.
T.
Packers. I was thinking about it, but
All right. So the Dolphins are going to pack it up on Thanksgiving. They're going to have to leave early.
Mm.
And then we got Friday.
My favorite Friday of the year, Black Friday.
God's for zone. This
Chiefs,
is like
Chiefs, you better not lose this game, Chiefs. Okay.
I'm going Raiders, baby. Raiders. They beat them last year. They almost beat them this year. And you know what? After they lose to Bryce Young, they're going to be a fluke. Remember the 49ers to win a freaking losing streak? Same thing is going to happen. Josh Allen ruin and end their black freaking Diddy magic.
Yo.
By the way,
Diddy Magic, what?
bro.
is it a coincidence that they start winning all these games on Diddy's birthday month? I don't know. Anyway, all I'm saying is Raiders and Brock Bowers are going to go off. They're going to get an upset win on Friday. It's going to be music to my ears, cinnamon to my eyes. Pleasurement to my. All right, what do you guys got?
What in the fuck is wrong with
Wait, did you actually pick the Raiders?
Did you not hear me say?
Chiefs
No.
are winning. I don't know.
Okay.
Chiefs are winning, bro. What? I don't
Chiefs.
Antonio
Chiefs are
Pierce said
boring-ass
himself. He knows how to beat this team. He's going to beat that team. He beat them last year with who? Aiden O'Connell? Yeah, they're beating that team, buddy.
Yeah, well,
Hold on. The storyline gets better. With Daniel Mother frickin' Jones as their nearest quarterback, throwing absolute dimes to Brock Bowers.
He should go to the Cowboys, not the Raiders. Come on.
No, he wants to go to a team that won a Super Bowl.
What are you talking about? Okay.
He wants to go to a team that has that doesn't. He doesn't want to get right to the locker room. All right, there, fine. I'm going Raiders. You know, Daniel Jones maybe he does not want metal pieces falling on his head. That might just be a criteria he has. World, you had the upset of the Panthers. Hit me one more time. Hit me.
I dare you to pick
All
the
right,
Raiders.
gotta go
Pick-
Chiefs.
All right, frick you.
You picked the Panthers over.
Chiefs are not going on a 3-game losing streak. That's ridiculous.
They're not losing to the Panthers, dude. Come
We're
on.
gonna lose to the Panthers.
Bryce Young is going for 500 yards and 6
Oh my
touchdowns.
gosh, dude.
You're crazy.
All right, well there it is, guys. These next couple of games. All right, let's do the revenge game again. What revenge games we got? Everybody, go. Frick.
I don't have anybody.
No.
Wait, come on, gotta be someone.
I don't think so.
No, I can't think of anybody right now.
That's in division. Oh, damn it. All right.
Who's Jacoby Brissett was on the Colts?
Josh Downs revenge game against Drake May.
What?
He never played.
They used to play together in college.
Oh, in college.
Yeah,
Oh.
Wait a minute. There's somebody.
I could have this.
Frick. That's one revenge game this week.
Leonard
Geno
Williams.
Smith revenge game.
Geno
against the
Smith.
Jets.
Geno Smith.
Leonard
Yeah,
Williams
yeah.
revenge game.
I got Jets should want to win that, but
Titans,
Marcus
Commanders.
Mariota.
Marcus
Marcus
Mariota. revenge
Mariota.
game.
They should have let him play this game, honestly.
Oh,
Dang.
frick.
Who
Anyone,
was on the
anyone Evan?
Mike Hilton revenge game.
Oh, my gosh.
Wait, he used to play for the Steelers?
Yeah, Steelers legend.
Wait, who was on the?
Adrian Peterson. No, all right. Dude, there is someone. What's his name?
That has to be something.
Patrick Peterson. No, he retired.
Is he like a free agent?
I don't think they have anybody.
No, I could have sworn there was somebody, but
No, I can't think of one. Oh, frick.
Oh wait, was what's his name? MFS? Was he on the
I don't
Rams?
think.
well, you talk about MVS?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Oh no. He was on the Packers, Chiefs, and then Bills, and now the same. Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone.
Oh,
man.
Wait,
Baker
Baker
Mayfield
Mayfield.
revenge
Dave
game.
Canales
Mayfield,
revenge
revenge
game.
game.
Dave Canales, because he used to work with the Bucks on the coaching staff.
Wait a
We'll do
minute.
all the Ravens. You better
Darius,
destroy
did
the Eagles.
Darius Slay play for the Ravens? No,
No,
he
he's always
almost
been
played for the Ravens. He almost.
No, I think he played on the Lions back then. But
Oh, that's right. He played for the Lions. That's right. Ooh,
come on, that has to be one person. I mean, it's Deshaun Jackson was still playing, but he's retired.
dang it.
I can't think of anyone right now.
Dang it, man. I'm not getting revenge games here.
Niners, Bills.
There's got to be somebody. There's got to be.
There has to be someone.
It was somebody on the Niners because he was saying that he got death threats for injuring Aaron Rodgers. He's on the Niners now.
Oh, yeah. Oh, him. Yeah, but I forgot his name. I don't even know his name.
Well, he's that revenge game.
I think it's Greenlaw. I don't remember though.
Jerry
Jerry
Judy.
Judy revenge game.
My favorite
This is a
Jewish
Monday night
NFL
game?
player.
Hey,
And the
that's on
first
Monday.
night, Lion Packers. Oh, well, that has to be someone, right?
That has to
I
be
think
someone.
so.
Wait, Brian, not Brian Burns. He didn't go to the Packers.
Bro, go
Whoa,
for the
hold on, hold on,
Rams,
hold on,
the
hold on.
Packers, that was devious.
Oh,
Williams.
Zaire was it Darius
Williams?
Smith?
He's in the Browns,
Oh,
ain't he?
yes, there is.
Zadarius Smith.
No, he was on the Browns before, right?
The Packers?
No, they traded him to the Lions.
Wait, where's
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it
Williams?
was the Browns.
But when was he on the Packers?
He used to play for the Packers and the Vikings, and he said he didn't want to go there. He wanted to go to the Lions.
Oh,
All right.
Tommy DeVito revenge game. Frick that guy.
Oh yeah.
is that guy still on the
wait.
team?
Tommy DeVito's going to win the game, and he's going to celebrate by doing this, and they're all going to start crying back to their freaking mommy. That fat ass player.
I think we played the freaking.
Kool-Aid's getting a pick six.
We're gonna play the Bengals after the Giants.
Number 90 is getting a pick six, a sack, actually 5 sacks, a fumble,
5 sacks.
2 fumble recoveries. He's gonna. Why is your face like that, bro? All right.
Guys, we're going to live for 3 hours and 50 minutes. We see you guys next time. Always
Well,
remember,
we're live for like 10 minutes, but yeah.
guys, Daniel Jones has left the Giants. Always remember, keep pressurely, gently